This one right here's for the riot makers, the moshers, the stompers, the jailbreakers. We gon' start this shit off right. We got Dave's not here in the house tonight. We gon' start this shit off right. We got Steve Harloha in the house tonight. This is the moment for riders and thugs, strippers and body bags, zippers and violence and drugs. Poverty, a bunch of minorities die in the clubs. They say my music's making them lose it, I write it in blood. This is my music for all my people missing my music. Keep listening to it, ain't like I said, get a pistol and use it. Satan shot my homie, maintain with a missile and blew it. For the industry, cause he was the one of the truest. Hey, I don't know why they keep pumping this, something maybe in the music when it be pumping this, crunking this, hella haterific. Throw your setup in the air as all the DJs really wanna play. When it's over, it's looking bloody and satanistic. Killers from everywhere, listen to me when I be busting shit, I'm turbulent. Some get nervous when I wreck arenas. Counter promoters in Honolulu don't wanna see me, cause they say that Samoans will riot on Tekanina, cause I'm a riot maker. That's if you don't know, I'm a riot maker. They mosh at my shows, I'm a riot maker. And I come out busting, I'm a riot maker, riot maker. I don't give a damn about nothing, slide faker. I'm a skyscraper, riot maker. Back on, cause this for Fat Tone and Mac Dre. All of the soldiers who got gone on that day. All my peoples that's sitting in prison. This is for you, so won't you listen to the shit that I'm spitting. Fuck the law and the government, they'll hem your ass up. They'll do everything in their power to get a fast buck. No right or wrong, just kill a bees out for your honeycomb. But you find out when you bind out, when you bind out, you can be free if you money long. Ever been to one of my shows? Yeah, it might be crazy in Ohio. A chick got a little too hyphy, baby. Stage diving and crowd surfing, couldn't hold back, but they dropped her. Now she's unconscious with her skull cracked. Now when this happened, it wasn't even during my set. They wanted me to give a sign poster to the hospital bed. When Travis told me we got papers, I thought he was playing. This bitch is suing Tekanina for $100 grand, cause I'm a riot maker. That's if you don't know, I'm a riot maker. They mosh at my shows, I'm a riot maker. And I come out busting, I'm a riot maker, riot maker. I don't give a damn about nothing, slide faker. I'm a skyscraper, riot maker. Hit that like button, yo. Hit that like button. Every smash that like, smash that like. And let's do this, do this. Hit that like button, yo. Smash that like but. And let's do this, do this. Yo. To go. Hey. Love to all the regulars. Love the LSP and Rome 13. Don't forget Indian Snooks. Steve-O is the rock man, that ain't no glitch. And there's everybody's favorite, Cheryl Rich. If you get red pill for truth, or think you hear an echo, Navy vet, the best life. Come on, everybody, let's go. Aloha to you. Aloha. The best damn community for all y'all. Blue butterfly, blue unicorn and cola. Anything and everything, sometimes we might be aimless. Todd Bushy, Brother James, and make stupid people famous. Ooh. Once you're here, you'll want to stay. White life with the facts and my brother Ren K. Mad respect for Miss Minor Sue and typical English guy with Lisa Anderson and Lele J. Taima Wise. This is the place where you never get enough. Brian Plot, Epiphonium, and my brother Buck. From seriousness to being silly. Blue Jay, Outpost, Bonnies, and Billy. We give it all, so none left to borrow. The full Monty, Fortune Thought, and Camel Call. Over here, there's JM Unleashed, as if it were your business. And my brother Creek, SC Wolverines, Craig Dar Hunter, you know. And Mo Tibbers got that flow. Brew W, John H, Tyne Duff, and our brother Travis Joe. Up in here, it ain't no thing. Latin A and Cali, the Nut House, Motor City Maniac, and Trash Man Can. Get down with the beat, this is where it's at. Garrett X, Boot, Liquor, Stealing Tree, and don't forget Chrissy Cat. This deal right here, this deal is for real. So real, you gotta say it twice, like my brother Big Chap, and Salt and Light. Like a wild animal, you know you can't tame her. This is a damn good show, he said it, William Gramer. Van Life is the man, I'll take a shot of bourbon. SM Deplorable, Kalak, Pat Evans, and JS Urban. Don't get Hopkinson if you ain't heard your name. Yankees for life, Travell, Black Watch, and Elaine DeGane. Wingnut, Sean Ellis, and Midnight Blue. Good Citizen Media, Brandlear, Tennessee, Ridge Runner 2. We ain't jumping through no hoops. We got Liberty Train and Fruity Loops. So come on everyone, hit that like. Spread that love and peace. Neil Hans Dynasty. Poor Dirt Farmer and our sister Karen Reese. Pumping out positive vibes. Can you feel me, man? Charlie Gabal, Dumb Talk with Tiffany and my sister Robin Spielman. We got the whole crew. Count Trumpula, Jimmy C. Ronnie York is always here too. My brother John Denny Cola, he's the hot stepper. We got Mr. Cheddar Pepper Prepper. Now we're gonna have some fun. I know you know that's right. From Hidden Chickens of War to Ultra Mega Patriot for life. From Fish 1999 to Catina Birdcage, you know who you are. Give it up for Sharon Mercier and Rich GT 350. R. Hawks Mustard Seed, Ironton Auditor, Mr. Back from doing time. Cemeteries down under and oh man, I forgot my next line. If you didn't hear your name, it's cause I ran out of space. But don't worry, you're in the right place. Turn it up, put a smile on your face. Hey yo Dave, drop that bass. If you didn't hear your name, it's cause I ran out of space. But don't worry, you're in the right place. Turn it up, put a smile on your face. Say, yo, Dave, drop that bass.
As if it's your business, yes, you did hear your name in the song, because that's what I do. Aloha, everyone. What's up, Dave?
What's up?
Oh, Dave's robot-y. A little bit.
Am I?
Oh, no, there you go. You're good. You're good.
No, I was talking lows. Like, what's up?
I see you. I see you.
So, yeah, I'm leaving the hospital, so camera's not on yet.
No cam.
Mom's still there. Doing a lot better.
Yeah,
She
maybe
had-
I got to see her and talk to her. That was cool.
She had six bags of potassium yesterday. So she was at like 3.5 is minimum potassium in your body. She was below that by at least 1.5 points. And at that level, your muscles start to cramp. Your heart's a muscle, so if that would have cramped, it could have been really bad. It's like a critical stage. Critically low. So they got 6 bags in her. She's feeling better. She's moody, so I know I'm back to my mom.
Right.
A little bit moody.
You know what? That's weird though, because when you just mentioned cramps, it made me think. Because I thought of that before. Like, what? And I don't know why I think of this shit, but like, what if you were like in a kind of like in a coma or something? So you were alive and you knew aware of what's going on, but you couldn't move and you couldn't say anything, and you had a cramp. Like you're just screwed, right? You just got to sit there and take it. Like that would suck.
They probably got like a sensor or something, flatulence
That makes
sensor.
no good.
I'm just kidding, bro. I don't know. Probably
Yeah,
like
who knows, man? I believe anything nowadays. Well, I
got
believe
a
nothing,
mission.
but everything.
Emission sensors on the car. Why not put one on the booty?
Right. Dang,
But
look how many people are here already, man. I'm gonna scroll back up to the top and say hi to everyone real quick. Because we got JM Unleashed and Creek Squad is at work listening. Billy is here. Rome 13.
Oh,
Snook.
13.
Snooky a Snook. The ever Snook a Snook is here. GG's Unhinged. TWD artist and poet PJ. Aloha.
I guess I'll say hi to Snooks. Hi, Snook.
And then we got, who else we got here? Deplorable Kulak.
What up?
Did I say Billy? Billy. I don't know. If not, I'll say it again. Billy. And we
Oh,
have
Billy.
the one and
Sorry.
only subscriber of the month is here, as if it's your business. And the subscriber of last month is here, Cheryl Rich.
Yes, sir. Cheryl
Pat,
Rich. She's my niche.
niche. Cheryl Rich is your niche.
Yes.
Pat Evans is here. George is here. Um,
I
there's
know.
so many comments already. I don't want to miss any names. Did I say Rome 13? Rome 13, Watt Life. Watt Life is here. And I'm still scrolling. This is a lot of comments already. T at Nana's is here.
See, oh, Donna's in the house. Woo.
Ooh.
Check Donna out. That girl could sing.
Do you like Peanut does from the Nut House? Woohoo!
If you want to like listen to someone sing that like makes your lips quiver, that's Donna. That'll be Donna. Check her out.
Oh, and your brother's here. James is here.
James is in the house.
James says, "Nice to be here again with y'all. My best to everyone."
Big Rich GT. Have you
Big
seen
GT.
Rich's car, by the way? Have you seen it?
Tell me,
Shelby
have you seen?
Mustang. Woo.
I have to check. I haven't done much since I still don't have my computer back. I'm still using my old one, so I haven't done
It's all right. I'm on a phone in a car, so don't feel bad.
much. Let's see. Oh, Seagull Rock Squawk.
What's up, Siegel?
Robin, my sister Robin Spielman is here.
Robin's in the house.
Steve-O's in the house, and Sharon Mercier.
Much love, Sharon and Steve O. Good to see
And
you,
I still
Steve
got
O.
that when you said Rich, I still got that song in my head. So I'm like, and Rich GT 350.
Yeah, no, seriously though, on Rich's channel, I think he's got a couple nice little clips of his car. Man, that thing sounds amazing. The Shelby Mustang's really nice. I'm jealous.
See, and I've never been a big Ford guy, but at the same time, I have I've never been a big Ford guy, but I always loved the Mustang. So if that makes sense, but
Yeah,
then again, I kind of always have because, hey, Porter Farmer, aloha, brother.
I
Because
saw Indy out there somewhere.
my dad, Mister Harloha Senior, he worked for Ford Motor Company for over 50 years, so that supported the family. So I kind of have to be a Ford guy. But if I had to choose, I would choose Chevy
Chevy all the way, all
or a
day.
Mustang or a Mustang. So,
Chevy all day.
mhm. Especially for work vans.
Did I not see Indy? I thought I saw Indy.
I don't know. I don't
No,
think I did.
no, as if's icon kind of looks like Indy, so
Uh,
kind of. It's like the same bright light blue, but it's
right.
missing the girl. So my bad.
Yeah. Porter Farmer says I love my Toyota. Yeah. And Hawaii, you rarely see American cars. You see a lot of Tacomas and Toyotas and Nissans. And here's Indy. She says, "Here I am."
Dang, 57 Fairlane. Nice. Rich says he's got a 57 Fairlane your dad would love.
Damn, a
For,
57 Fairlane.
forget my dad, bro. Forget my dad. No. Wildlife says breaking news due to their high carbon output, s'mores and VHS tapes are now deemed a direct threat to democracy.
What?
Okay. It's it's probably like the
Oh,
Green New
s'more.
Deal,
I didn't
climate
hear the
change.
s'mores part.
Oh, s'mores, yeah.
S'mores.
Because you're burning the marshmallow, man. Carcinogenic, smoke into the air. I mean, just there's Indy right there. See? I knew I
Yeah,
saw
like
you.
I said, as soon as we said her name, she popped up and said, "I'm here."
Man, it's like she had ESP.
We summoned her.
So I got another piece of weird information I learned today from the nurse. If you're low in potassium, avocados, oddly enough, which I never would have thought of, avocados have 910, I think it was milligrams of potassium in every avocado. And the average person needs like 3,500 to 4,000 milligrams, or you're supposed to get per day of potassium. So, and I'm not telling you to take that, and that's not advice. I'm just saying, like, I just came from back to the hospital because I picked my mom up some avocado from Mexican Fiesta, and it's like cooked and buttery, and it tastes like popcorn and yummy. And I fed her most of it. The avocado, it's going to help her with her potassium. So there you go. Free information.
Except that I'd be screwed because I'm really allergic to avocado, and it makes my throat swell up and itch and close, and I'd be
Well,
able to take one bite.
you should do it and make a video so I could see it happen.
Well, you can't see nothing. It's all inside my throat, and I'm just then it's like I start
I'll,
wheezing, and then my throat's itching, and I want to get a back scratcher and just stick it in my throat, start scratching.
I'll
Itch.
send you an EpiPen. You'll be all right.
El Bundy, aloha, El Bundy. He said aloha and no ma'am. Shangy girl, aloha, good to see you.
I'll be back in
So
2 minutes.
okay, I checked my email because I was like, oh wait, is Rome coming on today? And I didn't even get an email from Rome, but at least she's here, so I'll take that. I mean, it'd be better if she was on the panel, but can't have everything. Like Mitch Hedberg says, you can't please everybody all at the same time, and everyone was at my show tonight. Black Watch, aloha. Man, I had a bunch of stories to tell, and I don't remember what now because I've had so much going on. I still haven't got my computer fixed. I should find out tomorrow if it's going to be fixed pretty quickly or if it's going to take a minute. So I'm not sure. Because either I'm going to have to call in and talk with customer service or whatever and deal with, just to let you know, this call is being recorded for quality purposes, and not understand half of what they're saying. And then they're going to say, okay, we're going to send you the new hard drive and everything, and it should be there in 11 to 14 business months. And I'll be like, damn, man, I got to wait a whole year. Or they're going to be like, we will overnight it for you. It'll be there in a day and a half.
What are you talking about?
My computer. What would
Oh,
happen if? Oh yeah, as if. Yeah, dude. I came home from work a few days ago. What was it? Tuesday, Wednesday? I don't even remember. Just bloop. Just yeah, it's like a whole long story. I'll get a hold of you afterwards, as if, and fill you in. But
told him to
yeah.
stop
So
chewing on those cables. He didn't listen.
I had my IT dude come over, which is he's been doing this as probably as long as you have, as if, and as long as I've been plumbing. And yeah, he spent 4 hours like taking the shit apart, going through it, click, 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 and I'm like, dude, that shit amazes me when people are just like click, 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 hitting all these buttons and shit's happening. It's like, what are you doing? How do you what? How do you know what button to hit? But anyway, the hard drive was just somehow just wiped, and but it 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 wasn't picking it up, but it knew it was there. So he's like, that's just weird, man. That's just really weird. Like, oh, no kidding. They have to overnight the parts. Warranty entitlement demands it. Dude, that's good to know. Cool. Well, shit. Hopefully by Thursday, then I'll be back to my new computer and better
What?
videos because I made 2 videos with my old computer because I was on such a consistent stretch of putting a short out every day. I didn't want to break it. So I was like, screw it. And I did 2 shorts with the old computer and it took me twice as long. And they not as good because, yeah, just sucks. Creek's at work. Oh yeah, and so daylight savings. So everyone's time changed, right? Except mine, because I knew it was this weekend, but I thought they did it Sunday night. But I guess they did it last night. But it's weird because I still started at the same time I always do because we don't have daylight savings. But then I realized like, oh wait, well for everyone else, well for 48 other states, it's an hour later than normal. But for me, it's still the same. So that's weird. Dude, I wish I could help you. I know 2 people who are stellar with computers and who's so good he could remote. Right on. Yeah, it's yeah, my guy, he's actually a neighbor too. He lives like a half a block away. And he's been doing it for like over 30 years. And he like has contracts with the government and stuff and like yeah, he's one of those like he's like Secret Service for computers. Jason
There's
Bourne
some
of IT.
Here's some breaking news. Anti-Trump former banking executive wins the race to replace Canadian PM Justin Trudeau.
Trudeau.
Yeah, he hates Trump. He just won the election for the new PM, Canadian PM. But this should get interesting, eh?
Oh, that's because he's fake. Only fake people don't like me.
Right. Ooh, it's gonna get crazy. Yeah, so I got Batana, Steve, so I know you're jealous.
You got what?
Batana,
What's that?
old Tana from Mexican Fiesta.
Oh, me, Mexican Fiesta.
Chips,
See,
cheese, beans, onions, olives, tomatoes, green peppers, salsa, shredded cheese. No sour cream though, and chunky beef. So that's why I keep getting fat. Keep
dude,
eating all this garbage.
I haven't had Mexican Fiesta in. It should be 5 years, but it's not. It's more like 10 or 11 because I didn't I didn't get it last when I went back in 2020. I don't know why. That's like my favorite favorite restaurant in Michigan. Snook says to tell Dave that sounds kinky.
Oh my lord, cheese and beans.
And your brother says, you could have told me, bro. Now I have no banana.
Yeah, but your potassium's fine, brother. I did it for Mom and me. I was hungry. Yeah, I was at the. I went and got some soup at the hospital to go back up to my mom's room to eat, and then she hadn't eaten, so I ended up giving her my soup. So I haven't eaten today at all yet, and it's 8 o'clock. So I'm feeling pretty fruity right now. I
What?
need some food.
Robin Spielman says he was supposed to win. What happened with Pierre Poyer. What happened with Pierre?
Not sure.
What happened, man? What had happened was taco kisses. That's what happened.
What had happened was
Taco kisses happened. What had happened was
Yeah.
did. I just had to hear that. Did.
finally home.
James says you're a better man than I, Dave. Love you for the gentle soul.
The what?
I read it real fast, and at first I thought it said love you for the ghetto soul, but it says love you for the gentle soul.
He's got a gentle soul. I'll let him fool you. He's got a hard outer shell, but he's still gooey inside.
He's all soft and cuddly on the inside.
Hey, did you see our StreamYard storage level? It's 40.4 out of 50 hours full. What's up with that?
Yeah, I usually clean it out once a week, but with the computer thing and all that, I haven't touched it. So
I need my hairy legs button back too. I got hairy legs. I love that one, and you took it away.
the real Justine, aloha.
Hey, Justine. Good to see you.
Hairy legs one. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's Biden going, I got hairy legs. I got hairy
Oh,
legs.
Biden. Okay, the Biden one.
Yeah. That's like my favorite one.
I should still have it. I'll have to find it and pull it back. Yeah, I should still have it because that's the good thing. Most of my shit was backed up to my portable hard drives. So when my computer crashed last week, I really didn't lose much. Nothing like that important to where I'm freaking out about it.
Hello.
Wow. These numbers have got me really confused. I'm like, what the hell is going on? We're at like 20 people and then 32 and then 14 and then 23 and then back to 12 and then to 29. Like, what's going on, dude? Okay, anyone here? Stay
Okay.
here. Things are going to get good and better and gooder.
I did a switcheroo. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, good. I'm on the computer.
Okay, I'm going to take your other one out. Wait, can't do that.
I already removed.
Oh, it won't let me do it anymore.
I removed it.
It's still there on my side.
That's weird.
Oh, maybe that's why I can't do it because you removed it, but it's still there on my side. Huh.
I see it too. Can I add myself twice? No.
Oh, there we go. Okay, now it went away, and then I clicked on the wrong one. So,
What's up, LSP?
Lord Spike, Camellia, Garrett, emotional damage, Sparky 971.
So glad to see Justine.
Yes,
Seen her in a minute.
always good to see Justine.
Hope you're doing well, ma'am. We love you. Well, I do anyway. I don't know about it. No.
I do. Blue Unicorn is present.
This is for Justine right here. Got a little. Let me see. I got to turn my camera on. Duh.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
That's the dude. Pardon my mess.
That's such an awesome picture too. Like everything about it is sweet.
I think I got a GUN over here, bruh. And cover it up. Take me off camera for a minute. There we go. Oh no, it's not. It's not a gun. It's a crossbow.
Okay.
It's all good.
Well, I didn't even notice it, so yeah, yeah, should be all right, even if it was.
Yeah, I love my Kurt Fest shirt. It lives in my family room on the wall. I have a screw in the wall, and it lives there. So every time I come in the room, I see Kurt's face.
And what else is cool too? Like everything about it is cool. In the on the shirt, on the shirt, how it says "I love this space" is just awesome touch.
Oh, look at that. Steve-O is getting down, preparing for his grandson's 21st birthday dinner. He's wanting steak, corn on the cob, and pasta Alfredo. So I'll be listening in while I shuck the corn.
While you shuck the corn, or while you suck on the corn.
If I know Steve-O, he's going to be doing something weird with the corn. So what do you got back there now? Subscriber of the month.
As if it's your business.
All right.
As
It
if it's
says
your business.
316 on your clock, though. That's where I'm confused. Now, is that the right?
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
wait.
your clock
No, you
didn't
know
change.
why? Because it automatically changed. It's not. It's 216, but it
Okay.
automatically changed because of daylight savings. Except we don't do that here, so.
Yeah, I don't know how many people know that you don't change times in Hawaii.
Or Arizona.
Yeah, so it's kind of like why I was confused and called Steve. I'm like, what time is the actual show today? Because we changed an hour. So
And mine didn't. See, because to me, we still start the same time we always do.
LSP says easy on the corn, Steve-O.
You ever see those ones where they take the corn, hook it up to a power drill, and then just like
I got a question for you. Why in the world, when you eat corn, does it come out the same way it went in? It's
Yeah, why
true.
doesn't it break down? It doesn't break down.
It's so true. They say it's a starch, right? But it just comes out. It's like your body can't digest it.
Right. So what's the point of eating it? Because
There you go.
what are you getting out of it if it's coming out the same exact way? Then
Is it real food?
yeah, what the hell?
Or has it been like genetically modified so your body's like, this ain't food? Someone should look that up.
Hey, she boys, I don't think this is food, boys. We're gonna throw this out the same way we got it.
Same as that spreadable butter or whatever. Not butter, but like margarine. If you leave a whole tub outside of margarine, you could leave it out for 5 months. You'll never see a fly or a gnat or anything on that. They won't eat it because it's not food to them. What is it, like 3 molecules away from plastic, they say? Margarine.
Yep.
Eat butter, guys. Don't do the margarine thing. It's all a trick.
Well,
Not that
dude,
I'm
I mean that's like McDonald's. There's a dude that had I don't know, he might still, but a 24-hour live stream of his hamburger or cheeseburger or something from McDonald's, and it's like 10 years old, and it still looks like he just got it.
there it is.
Like
Also,
no mold, no nothing, no just
yeah, it'll just sit there. The same tub of margarine will be the same way in 6 months as it was when you put it out. It's like it never changes. It's bizarre. Justine says also, why does dog poop not turn white anymore?
Mm.
That's a conundrum.
Oh
My
wait,
brother.
wrong one. JM Unleashed.
Oh, hey,
Aloha,
brother.
brother. Okay, go back to the what yours.
Yeah, only the cellulose exterior of corn passes through without being digested. But I see yellow corn all the time, so I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, look who's here. Good to see you, brother Dom Father. Long
What's up,
time no
Dom?
see, man. Good to see you, dude.
Good to see you, Dom. I just had like a pubic moment with my
You were
voice.
doing the peanut thing.
Puberty.
Woohoo!
Puberty.
Ooh. But JM says raw dog food does turn white. And JM does know because JM's he's like the real dog whisperer, I guess. He's a dog whisperer, really good at what he does.
So when you say raw dog food, what are we talking about? We're talking about like meat, and we're not talking about something you buy at the store, right? Raw dog food. I'm
Hmm.
not sure what that is.
Me
I mean, it
neither.
could,
Now that you put it uncooked, so yeah, just uncooked.
but
They make.
so
Well,
we're
I'm thinking of
talking
like
meat.
basically like what I got, but that's still store bought,
Yeah, like IAMS or like what's that one? Blue Waterfall or Blue Mountain, something like that.
right? But the soft food, not the hard
Ah,
crunchy food.
right. Remember back in the day when you bought, there was that time where you bought the food and it was from China and they ended up having melamine in it, which is like a product to make, it's like that glossy surface on top of wood that you can wipe clean over and over. Like it got contaminated dog food. I don't know, it was like 7 years ago or so, and some pets passed away from it. I don't know
Oh
if you
shit!
remember that. Yeah,
I don't.
our, I think my mom's cat back in the day passed away from bad food from China, and they recalled it. But I think we lost our cat or something back in
That's
the day.
crazy.
I'm not sure if it was Gizmo. We had Gizmo or Fritz. We had two cats. One of them jumped on the counter, and we had made bacon, and my mom poured the grease in a bowl up on the counter, and the cat jumped on the counter and drank the bacon grease,
Oh,
and ended up, yeah. I mean, he's probably really happy while he was drinking it, but afterwards, his system just could not pass it like the corn. It was bad. I miss those cats, and my wife won't let me have one now. So
I'm not a big cat person either, but William Gramer's here though. William Gramer.
he's a vampire.
We were looking for William Gramer Thursday, and I'm just glad he's here today. The
He,
shell fills up with other things as it's exiting. Fun fact or not so fun? Oh wow.
what's it say? The
Wait, I
shell.
think I gotta go back to her. Yeah, so she says your body can't digest the shell. Still talking about corn? Is that what that? I think the shell
Baby
fills
corn.
up with other things as it's exiting. Fun fact or not so fun?
Look at my brother. He added to what I was telling you about the melamine in the dog food. He said it was also in baby food.
Really?
No, yeah, melamine is definitely not something you put in food. I mean, it's just,
Dude, yeah, that remind Brandon Mitchell. Though, that reminds me of it was just a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and there was something along the lines of that for in our cereal, and it's like poison. But
yep.
then they're like, yeah, I'd have to go back and pull it up again because I can't really remember. But
All the different dyes, food dyes and stuff, they all have some crap tied to them too. I think they banned one of them. I can't remember if it was like blue number something or red. They just banned one of them because it's supposed to be really bad for you. Causes like cancer or something. But I also read, or yesterday I was watching a clip from the Joe Rogan show with Mel Gibson. And I
uh,
don't know, I don't think we can play it without a copyright, but he basically said that three of his friends had stage 4 cancer, and they took I don't think I'm allowed, I don't know if I could say it now. We couldn't say it before, but that medicine, the Ivermectin.
yeah, yep,
Yep. Okay, that one and another one, and then I think it was like blue dye number something. But he said all three of those guys that had stage 4 cancer were cured, completely cured of cancer after eating it. And it was right on Joe Rogan with Mel Gibson. And I wish we could play it, but I'm almost positive we would get some sort
yeah,
of something
especially
for that.
with Rogan, yeah. But
Yeah.
damn, unless there's like a clip of it on X or Twitter or X or whatever.
Ticky tack.
Ticky tack, ticky tack.
Ticky tack. Looks like Zelensky's coming around and he's about to sign the mineral deal. Remember that whole falling out with Trump?
Yeah,
Finally,
yeah. When
big
that
fight.
was just like a week ago or so, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, he's coming around quick because he realizes that Europe's not going to do crap. They offered Ukraine money, but it was in the form of a loan. We've been giving them money for free. Europe's like, yeah, sure, we'll give you a little bit of money, but you got to pay it back with interest. So they like that free meal ticket. So they came back. They're going to come back. I just can't believe how much we're fighting with Canada right now. Like at the hockey games and whatnot. Like they're booing our anthem. We're booing their anthem.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, we're like because of the tariffs and stuff on the goods. Like
That would make sense, but still, shit.
the drivers who bring the stuff in over the border and everything, they're just everything went up 25%. Not everything, but certain goods. It's causing havoc. Like my cousin works down there. He works by the bridge where they come through. His name is Matt. And he was telling me about the other day how much trouble it had caused. Like I think one of the truckers had $300,000 worth of cinder blocks, like a whole load, and it was about $300,000. And on that same load before, they paid 10,000, and I think now they're paying 50,000 per load.
Damn.
So I mean, it was like, ouch, 40,000 more dollars for each load. So now they're bringing smaller loads across. That's what he was saying, something like that. But they are not happy with us, and they just got that new leader, the new PM, and he's actually hates Trump. So it's going to be
I wouldn't
interesting.
be too happy with us either if I was,
No, but
you know?
the reality is all these countries have always charged us 3 times as much as we charge them. Like you don't see Chevy driving around in the Middle East or in Russia or China. You don't see Chevys and Fords. They don't let them in. But yet we take every other car from around the world, like Germany. We take the Benzes and BMWs, but they don't take our cars. It's like it's not reciprocal trade. It's off balance in their favor. So he's trying to like even it up. Like, hey, if we got to pay you 3 times, then you got to pay us something back, and everyone's getting mad about it. Basically, that's how I see it.
Yeah. And as if brought up a good, he says, who cares if the IRS gets gone? Now, I have questions. How does everyone here feel about that? Because I've seen videos where people are like really pissed that, oh, they're firing IRS. People are losing their jobs. And it's like, do you realize what kind of people are losing? These are the same people that will audit you and ruin your life because they're stealing your money and you're upset because they're losing their job. Like, I don't know, that shit just blows my mind. So yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm actually happy that IRS is losing their jobs. Which all that just kind of proved to me how a lot of people vote.
I think the other day in China they were mad about our tariffs and whatnot because they were going to go up, and basically I forget, it was like their minister of trade or whatever they call it. He came out and he goes, "We're ready for any war with the U.S. We're ready for a tariff war or any other kind of war, and we're in it till the end." And he's talking all tough. And then today, I think it was today or yesterday, he took it all back. And he's like, "Yeah, we didn't mean that. We want US as a trade partner and we want to fix this." And the other day he's like ready, like, "Hey, we'll go to full war with you, no problem. Like all the way to the end." And today he's just like, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean it."
I'm sorry.
Right. That's what happens. I mean, like Trump or not, at least he's strong. At least the world's like uncertain if he'll do crazy shit. And they're more apt to negotiate than like imagine we had Biden another 4 years. Pretty sure our country would be bankrupt from all the money that they just keep throwing to Ukraine with no oversight. Like they lost $1.8 billion in Ukraine. How do you lose $1.8 billion?
Right?
You know how much that is. I mean, like it's hard for me to lose $100 bill. I'm hanging on to that stuff. How do you lose that much money? Well, they didn't lose it. We all know they didn't lose it.
Yep. Exactly.
And you remember the
That
Hunter Biden thing, right?
oh yeah.
Where he had no experience at all. And they paid him $1 million a year through that company because he promised that they would have access to Biden for some meetings. They didn't say goods or trading money, but they did say meetings. So they gave him the job, paying him $1 million. He didn't have any experience. How's that legal? And that was in Ukraine, right?
Yep. Ukraine, yep.
And then people also forget, they always blame Trump for the Ukraine thing, but they forget that Biden, when Russia was on the border with Ukraine, ready to go in, Biden said on TV in January that a limited incursion would be okay by the Russians as long as it was just a limited incursion. So he basically gave them the green light to go into Ukraine in the first place. And then he wrote unlimited checks. So I think it's all a scam. It's a money scam.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's what I've been saying for a long time.
yeah, it's a money
Just like
scam.
those billions of dollars, how you said they know where it went. Yeah, they they were all about equality, but just between themselves, and it was equally distributed between all of their bank accounts.
Exactly. Nothing's like we think it is. There's so many things we think we know everything, but we really don't know
We
anything.
don't know shit.
No.
Literally, I have to remind myself that all the time. Like, dude, what do you even talk? Talk to myself because I'm cuckoo in the head. I say, Steve, what are you even talking about? You don't know anything, dude. You seriously don't know shit.
Right when you start like mouthing off thinking you know something and someone else comes in and says something smarter and you'll still fight you'll still fight act like you're right, but in the back of your mind you're like,
Yeah.
and that kind of made sense. But we're prideful people as humans, and we don't want to ever be wrong. So God forbid we are wrong and we fix things that are broken and say sorry, right?
Well, that's when my life changed and it became better when I got off the pills and literally started doing that. Started being more open minded and being taking responsibility for my actions and then when I do learn something that is different than what I thought, and it's like I'll admit that, wow, you know what? I was wrong. And ever since I started doing that 11, 12 years ago, yeah, it's just life's been so much better for me.
Yeah, and my life's so much better since I got rid of everything except for meth. So
Right.
totally kidding. But yeah. Meth. Meth, it's the answer. I don't know.
Gives you wings. It can make
Yeah,
you fly. Oh wait, no, that's Red Bull.
I never wanted to take meth. I'm not sure what the big thing behind meth is. Like you lose
No,
your teeth, you get completely hooked, you become a psycho.
that's meth and crack. The two things I've never tried. Same thing because of those reasons. It's like, dude, I have an addictive personality, so if I like it, I know that's how I'm going to end up, and I'm just not even going to take the chance.
Well, with good reason. I mean, all you got to do is go to a hospital and see the people that come in Sit at a hospital for 24 hours and see how many people come in begging for medication, acting like they're in so much pain and causing a ruckus trying to get just a couple of pills or something. I see it
Mm-hmm.
all the time. The other day there was this lady, she's just like, oh my God, oh, and we're in the ER with my mom, and she's just doing that for like 3 hours straight. And they're like, listen, lady, we already gave you a shot like 3 times. You're not getting narcotics. You need to go see your primary care doctor. We don't give narcotics anymore. And she's like, all of a sudden she got better and left.
Right. Just all of a sudden, she's like, "All right, I'm good."
She's like,
When she
fine. And then walked out like nothing was wrong. Just like, yeah, you must have been really suffering.
once she realized that she's not getting nothing yet, like,
She
all
made us
right.
all suffer like for 3 hours. It's like, goodness, please, lady, just die. No, I don't mean it, but just kidding. If she legitimately had pain, I was fine. I would have felt compassion, but she was just ridiculous.
That's hilarious. Why? Like, that's why I stick to weed and cheesecake. Unfortunately, one usually, dude. That's hilarious to me because that is 100% true. Because I have cheesecake for that reason, and I love cheesecake. If I ever smoke, I'll sit here and eat one piece of cheesecake, and it feels like it took me 40 minutes to eat it because I'm just enjoying every freaking second of it. It's like, oh, this is so good.
And me, I hate cheesecake. I absolutely hate cheesecake.
Really? I don't remember. I don't know what it tastes like sober. Like, I've never eaten cheesecake when I'm not high.
For me, cheese is like pizza and spaghetti and maybe in some chili, lasagna, but like cake and sugar with cheese is just, I don't know. Just doesn't sound good to me. I've tried it a couple times and I tried to like it. I just don't like it.
Oh, it's good. I don't maybe because I know there's different kinds too. But
Like, why not just get cake and then if you want cheese, just eat the cheese? I don't know why you would mix
oh,
it.
because see, there's the thing. Because I don't like cake,
You don't
and
like
I
cake.
don't cheesecake. I don't cheesecake is nothing like cake. To me, it's more like ice cream.
Dude, you are not
Lisa,
even human. You don't like cake?
uh, Lisa Anderson, aloha. No, I've never. I don't really like sweets.
How have we been friends 40 years and I don't know you don't like cake?
I've never really liked sweets. I don't like Todd Bushy. What's up?
So you're a salty dog then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, anything salty. That's why I love anchovies. I like salt,
Chill.
but sweets. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Last couple of years though, I've been starting to like it a little more, but still, it's not my go-to.
I never liked tomatoes till last year when we went up north with my mom to the property and with my brother and we all like camped out for 4 days. We went to the local beef guy who like basically gets all the meat directly from the butcher like down the road. Everything was fresh. The tomatoes were like freshly grown, bright red. Cut them up, made the burgers, the best burgers I've ever had in my life. And I ate slices of tomato and I was like, no wonder I hate tomato, man, because the ones I have near me taste like crap. But these actually were fresh from the garden and they tasted delicious.
Right? Yeah, you just been having the wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
That was like the first time I had sushi, and I was like, dude, that is disgusting. And I just
Oh yeah.
happened to have bad sushi. And then the second time I had it, I was like, just melted in my mouth, and it was the best thing I ever ate.
I've never had sushi to be honest with you. I've never
Dude, if you get the right one, it's good. But if like my first time, it was a bad, bad, very bad. Then it'll scar your brain, and you'll be afraid to ever eat it again.
like I'm cool with any kind of fish pretty much cooked or salmon that's like lightly cooked. It has to be cooked, but just barely cooked. I'm good with salmon or something like that. But I've seen guys catch salmon out of the water and then like cut them open and eat it right out of the water.
Raw?
Yeah,
Damn.
raw salmon. Yep. And apparently that's common in some places like Alaska and different places. Of course, the water in Alaska is probably pristine, right?
Yeah. It's,
But still, it's a raw fish, taking a chance. Hopefully that fish don't poop when you're eating it, man.
dude,
Or peed on itself.
Blue Unicorn says in 1898, Bayer and Company introduced heroin as a pain reliever and cough suppressant. The
Pretty
company
sure
packaged and sold the drug in bottles.
I'm pretty sure that might have been in the laudanum we were talking about that I was telling you about in the Old West.
Yep. That's just wild.
Sorry for the noise. I'm putting chips in the oven with some shredded cheese. About to get down. And isn't that rude to say that to everyone? Well, sorry if you're hungry, guys.
Oh, and Blue Unicorn says don't do that. Salmon has tapeworms.
Right. Did you ever watch that show, like Danger Inside or something? It's like where people get deathly ill and they don't know why it was a show about it. And
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
so.
times it ends up being like a parasite. I can't remember exactly the show name, but this guy was in, I don't know if it was Hawaii or somewhere like that, but he ate a mango off of a tree, a mango or like a dragon fruit or something. And after that, he got like deathly ill for 7 months. And it ended up being because there was some sort of snail, and in this, like, I don't know, whatever gooey part of the snail had some kind of parasites. And since it wasn't cooked, he ate the parasite, swallowed it down, and it lived or whatever in his body for like 7 months and made him deathly ill. And they
Dude, that
cannot
is
figure it out.
crazy.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy because screw it. I'll say it on the live. I don't care. Because of my foot, right? My foot. So my foot's been killing me, dude. And basically most of it's like by my pinky toe, the bottom of my foot. So the front left corner of my left foot. And then when it started, it was my whole foot. And then like the pain just started getting like pinpointing to like more and the back of my head for some reason the whole time I'm like, I swear, dude, there's something in there. Like, because originally, I think I even said this before. I was hoping when I went to the ER, when I finally did that one time, they were just going to be like, oh, it's just an ingrown toenail, and they're going to pull it out. And I'll be like, see how stupid that was, but now it's gone. But that wasn't it. But I still feel like there's something in there. And then the other night, I had a dream. I had a dream and it was that I got abducted by aliens and they planted a chip in my foot. And then when I woke up, I was convinced that there's a chip in my foot, and that's why it fucking hurts so bad. True or not, that'd be a great movie. I hope it's
Right.
not true, but I really have I got to wait till April 26th. That's the soonest they can get me in.
You got a
April 26th.
tapeworm. You're not eating raw fruit. Well, you said you eat sushi.
Nah, I haven't had sushi in like 2 years. I do eat sushi, but it's not. Yeah, I haven't had it in a long time. But no, it's just weird how it's pointed in that just one specific area, and it doesn't move around. And well, it was my whole foot, but now it's just right down to the corner of my foot.
Yeah, you need to make sure you get that crap handled.
I am April 26th, which is ridiculous. Like really, April 20, and I made that appointment weeks ago. So even
welcome.
in February, they're like, well, as soon as we can get you in is the end of April.
Welcome to the post-COVID world of medical help. Literally after COVID, every medical place, because they mandated everyone had to leave unless they got the jab. A lot of good people left and they're understaffed, and then they hired a bunch of people that weren't really, I don't know. I don't want to rip on anybody who works in, I'm just saying, like, they had to hire quick, put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And were they the right people? How do we know? From what I see in the hospital, it looks like they're all understaffed, and a lot of them aren't really. They don't really know what they're doing too much. Not the doctors. The doctors know what they're doing. I'm just saying, like the understaff.
Well, not the doctors. The doctors don't know what they're doing at a specific hospital ER near me.
Mm-hmm. Don't make them mad because they'll kill you.
Yep. And
Or
I don't want to mention names or anything, so we'll just call them. We'll just call them like Queens Medical West or something like that.
I'm going to show you what I've been doing while I've been talking. You ready?
Mm. And then you're gonna show me the Mexican Fiesta.
Oh, look at how big that is compared to my hands. All chips and shredded cheese, baby. It's going in the oven. Yes, sir. Gonna be constipated for
Damn
2
it!
weeks.
Next time I come to Detroit to visit, man, and you pick me up at the airport, you better have some Mexican Fiesta with you. You owe me that much.
Bro, I would buy it for you anyway. I still owe you like $5,000, right? For the bike.
No, you don't owe me anything.
Paying you for that bike one day. I don't know if everybody knows that story. Did we ever tell that story?
I think we did.
Mm.
I don't remember. I don't remember if it was backstage or on the live stream.
I don't know.
But I remember talking about it on here with. I think we did. Or yeah, it was either we were either backstage with Ronnie, or it was you, me, and Ronnie on the panel, and we did it live.
Okay. So just a quick recap. Steve was selling his bike in the morning.
I already had it sold. It was already sold. All they had to
Already
do was deliver it.
already sold. Took the insurance off. We were taking one last ride. We had been to what 2 or 3 bars in a row.
And we went bowling
Yeah,
because
bowling.
that was the last place we went was bowling, and that's where we like were completely shit faced.
I think I was about 14 beers into the wind. And then he took his last ride around the neighborhood. Well, I decided to punch it from the stop sign. I was going about maybe 70-ish. And when I hit the brake, the whole bike just started shaking. I couldn't get out of the shake. And I had to lay the bike down. And I ended up going 130 feet-ish on the cement, smacking and sliding on my knees and my elbows. And the bike flew down the street and smashed into somebody's car, totaled the bike, blew out the person's car, the whole back quarter panel. And I'm all bruised and blew out and bleeding everywhere. And I could barely walk. And I was so freaked out I was going to go to jail for DUI that I picked up the bike with a locked up back wheel and still got it back to Steve's garage. And the lady at the corner, she's like, I'm not going to call the cops. Just pay me payments on the car. I'll turn it in insurance. Say it was like a hit and go. And I'm like, well, I'll pay you back. Don't do that. And she's like, anyways, when she talked to me, she goes, I thought you were going to be dead when I came out here because you were bouncing up in the air and slamming on your back. And it's like, I know God was with me that day because I never hit my head once in 130 feet at like, I think speedometer was stuck at 68 miles an hour, I believe. So in what,
Yeah,
half a block, 3/4
yeah.
of a street block
That's
was,
that's the thing because I'm visualizing everything and half a block. Yeah, half a block.
and it's like when I hit it, the front wheel come up a little bit off the ground like a wheelie, and then it slammed back down onto the ground. I'm not sure if that's what made it go shake or it was my error. But anyway, so long story short is Steve's bike got totaled on the night that he was going to sell it in the morning for $5,000 to get out from under the payment.
And it was no, actually. Well, wait, no, yeah. And then I to get out from under the payment, and I canceled the insurance because it was already sold.
Yeah. Yep.
And
That
then,
was the worst part of it.
but the part that, see, all that is exactly what happened. But when that happened, I lived on a cul-de-sac. So I was in the garage. I think Dez was there, our buddy Dez, and like some chick. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
so Dave's out, and then like a little bit of time goes by, and then I thought I heard something, but I wasn't sure. And then more, and I'm like, where the fuck is Dave? Like, what the? And so I just started getting mad, like, dude, what is going on? He better not do. And so I had no idea any of this happened, no clue. I'm just like, my blood's boiling. I'm getting pissed. And then like half hour goes by, and then here comes Dave around the corner. He moves it like 2 feet, lifts it up, moves it 2 feet, lifts it up, moves it. And mind you, he did just slide like 150 feet with no protective nothing on,
No helmet.
and
Nothing.
just no helmet, and just yeah. And then I seen that, and I was like, well, I didn't even notice that. I just seen Dave. I didn't even realize what he was hurt, and he was bleeding, and just road rash everywhere. And I just started like, what the fuck, dude? What? And then I realized, and I was like, holy shit, like completely, my attitude changed real quick. And then I just felt horrible. I was like, dude, I'm out here cussing him out and shit. And he's like, he's been dying for the last half hour, and I'm all pissed off about it, like some kind of an asshole.
Well, and the moral of the story, kids, is don't drink and drive. And I was so hurt because I was in shock. I didn't realize I was this hurt, but I had road rash for a month and a half where I had to hold my arms up in the air because every time I put my arms down, they throbbed so bad I couldn't take it. I would cry. It hurt so bad. And I smacked my tailbone on the ground so hard that I couldn't walk for almost 2 months.
I was gonna say you were pretty much bedridden for about 2 months,
Yeah, 2
and then
months I
you
was in bed.
had to wear bandages and shit pretty much on most of your body.
Yeah. So
But I thought you were gonna say the moral of the story is don't drink and drive on a crotch rocket unless you don't care about the money and if the bike gets ruined.
and definitely take a motorcycle class before you go 70 on a freaking crotch rocket. I was addicted to the sound of it, and like as soon as you hit that gas, it was like there was no time between turning that handle and you went. I mean, that thing was fast.
Oh yeah, dude,
Um,
I opened it to 170 on 94 that one time.
I mean, and you know, how many times can you play with unaliving before it happens? That was the closest I think
Right?
I ever came to it.
Could you imagine if something would have happened when? Because when I did it, I was doing like 120 maybe, and that's when I seen the state trooper, and I was like, oh shit, dude, like if I slow down, he's gonna come out and get me. So instead of slowing down, I opened it up more. And then it was like tunnel vision. I was afraid to even look down because it was so fast. I didn't want to take my eyes off the road for a split second. And I just real quick glanced down, and it was like right around 170. So I don't know
Yeah, I
the
mean,
exact number, but and imagine if I would have wiped on that. That would have been the end no matter what.
I know my dad was telling me when he lived in Germany, they have something called the Autobahn. Probably most people know what it is. It's just a big, beautiful highway, clean roads, no potholes and crap. And as long as you had a car that could do 150, you were allowed to, according to my dad. Like if you had a piece of crap beater, you know, you had to stay in the one lane
Right.
and you could drive like 60, 70, whatever, and not get pulled over. But if you were doing 100 in a hoopty, you were getting pulled over and probably put in jail. But the guy in the Porsche, he could go 140, no problem. Cop let him go. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
what.
it's basic. They do their own speed limit. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, in Germany, I also think though in Germany, if you can sit at the bar, you can drink.
Yeah, there's
Pretty
no
much,
age limit.
no age limit for drinking. And he did tell me he was on a bike once on the highway on the and the truck had dropped hay bales on the road, and he was doing a little bit over 100, and he'd seen something coming up, and he was just able to swerve before he hit the hay bale. And so, like, he had a motorcycle in the garage, and I kept begging him to sell it to me. Come on, please let me have it. I'll pay you. Da 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 da. Da. I come home one day and he had sold it. And I was so mad at him. I'm like, how could you do that, man? Like, you're my dad. Why would you sell it to somebody else? And like later on, he told me, he goes, you would have killed yourself on that bike.
Right.
You would have. What kind of dad would I be if I let you do it? I'm like, all right, I won't be mad at you anymore. But yeah, that was when I was really young.
But yeah, and then the plural Kulak, it was intense, man. When I never, because I went, I don't know, what do you think the distance is, Dave, from 94 and Telegraph is where I got on 94. And then I passed the state trooper right by Beach Daily. And that's when I was doing about 120. And then
That's
from
1
there,
mile.
but there all the way up to, that's when I opened it up to around 170 from 94 and Beach Daily to 275. Then I got on 275 North and went up to Ford Road. And the whole time, well, except when I was getting on to 275, I just slowed down to about 100, taking that corner. And it was just such an adrenaline rush, dude. The whole ride seemed like it took 5 seconds. But I mean, that's a good distance, right? From Beach Daily 94 to 275,
12
275
miles.
Ford.
12 miles ish.
12 miles, yeah.
14.
So, and dude, it literally seemed like 5 seconds. And then I got off right at Ford. There was a speedway right there in the corner, and I went behind it, and then I parked the bike, and I got off, and I couldn't even take my gloves off. I was shaking, like, just from the adrenaline. I couldn't even, like, I was like, I can't even take my gloves off. Dude, I sat
All
there
right.
for like an hour just to
We're
like calm.
reminiscing, guys. We're reminiscing. We need an intermission. Let's get an
Yeah,
intermission.
and this was what, 20, 30, almost 30 years ago.
Are you ready?
Long, long, long time ago.
You do, you do. How can you just leave me standing alone in a world that's so cold? So cold. Maybe I'm just too demanding. Maybe I'm just like my father, too bold. Maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied.
Why is the mother never satisfied? That's the question. Maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. That's a pretty
So
cool line.
ungrateful. So ungrateful.
Grateful, right?
Dude, I gotta say, Robin said I never stole any vehicles or anything. That's funny because that reminds me, Dave. I know you remember this. This was when I don't remember. All I remember is his name was Chris, but he used to live by me over there when Dearborn Heights when we met. And my dad had a 1976 Thunderbird. Remember that big
Oh
boat?
yeah.
Like when most people think of Thunderbird, they think of the newer, smaller version type, but this thing was a boat, dude. It was the door, each door it should have been a 4-door, but it was just 2-door, and that's how big each door was. Like,
Was it a Cougar or was it is that what you're saying? Was it
no, it was
Cougar?
a Thunderbird. It was a Thunderbird.
Okay, yeah, I remember now.
Dude, that
All
thing
right.
was a beast. And then me and I think I was 12, which is even funnier. And it was a Saturday night. My mom and dad were out bowling. And if my mom and dad are listening, I'm pretty sure I told you the story. If not, that happened.
Sorry, not sorry. I'm just kidding.
And then at the same time, the dude that lived across the street on the other corner house, Igor, which was his name because that's like a odd name right on there, and
The
he was a
hell was
jerk.
in that kid, Igor?
That dude hated kids, man. He just hated. He was just a mean mother. So anyway, he was having a party, right? So me and Chris decide, dude, let's take the Thunderbird for a ride around the block. And the funny part is I was 12. I could barely even, I'm like holding on, lifting myself up on the steering wheel while I'm hitting the gas to be able to see. And then we come back and someone took the parking spot where the car was parked because Igor was partying.
Oh,
And then I'm like, oh my God. And we were only gone for like 5 minutes. So it's not like we literally just took it around the backstreet neighborhoods.
that's
Didn't go on
crazy.
any main roads or nothing. But so then I'm like, oh, I'm freaking out. And then I go over and I knock on Igor's door and I'm like, oh, hey. And he's like, oh, what do you want? I'm like, look, like, I just need that parking spot, please. My dad's going to kill me. And then someone overheard me in the background. And then they came out afterwards and they're like, hey, man, that's my car. I'll move it. And he was super cool. Thank God. So he moved it and I put it back where it was and never got caught.
Dang.
Never got caught.
You remember Chris D, right? Chris D and his sister.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yep. Yeah,
We,
definitely.
after this, I'm done reminiscing, I promise. But this is like, she was like, let's take the car out. We need to go get like some ice cream and pizza, blah, blah, blah. We're like 16, 15. And it's her grandmother's car. Grandma's sleeping. So we decided we're going to take the car. It was a Skylark. I think it was a Buick Skylark. Anyway, we took it out, realized it was almost on E, had to stop for gas. She was driving, and when she pulled into the lot to get the gas, she hit the front of the car on the stupid gas pump, like on the big cement things around the gas pumps, and
Yep.
she dented the crap out of the car. It's like, oh my God. She's like so shook up that I had to drive. So I'm driving back and I'm looking down at the radio, trying to find some music, and she's all freaking out. And I look up and the light's red, and I'm going way too fast to stop. So I just punched it. Luckily, or blessed, whatever, got through without hitting anybody. And then I saw like a half a mile back or whatever, less than that, but I saw the lights come on the cop car. So I bolted, flew through the neighborhood, and drove right into somebody's backyard, right up their driveway, all the way to their garage, and shut the car off and turn out the lights. Cop come flying down the street, looking for the car, drove by, and then we waited like 30 minutes and went home. Next morning, the grandma was like, who's been driving my car? It's all smashed. And they're like, we didn't drive it. And she goes, bull crap. I marked the ground. She had a marker, and she had marked the tire on the cement.
She
She
actually did
knew.
that. No shit.
Yeah, she knew. So they were like months of grounding after that. Done. But yeah, first off, I'm lucky I didn't hit nobody, right? I got lucky the person who I drove up in the driveway wasn't gonna come out and shoot me or something.
Dude, what's crazy about that is I knew about the gas pump part
Yeah.
because I remember Chris and his sister told me about it, and it's funny but I didn't know the rest of that. That's crazy. But the
Yeah.
gas pump part is funny because when his Adrian told me story, I was like, oh wow, that sucks, and then Chris tells me, and I'm like, oh, that's what happened. That's not what she said.
No. No, of
But
course
yeah, she
she
like
didn't hit
hit
nothing.
it, and then instead of like stopping and reversing, she like hit the gas even more and like
Yeah,
made it
just
worse.
posted the side of the car. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because I'm like, yeah, that's not what she thinks happened. And he's like, oh, it's what happened.
That's what happened. Girls always be lying. Why you girls always be lying? Just admit it. You fart and poop just like everybody else.
You remember my sister did that with the other Thunderbird, not the big boat Thunderbird,
Yeah.
but the whatever it was, a 1987 or 89 Thunderbird, but the more compact style Thunderbird. And because I was actually with my dad, because he used to bowl every Friday at Thunderbowl, and I used to go with him. And I was actually with him, and then my dad gets a phone call during bowling, and it was my mom going, Stacy smashed the car, and it's like, what, where, huh? And I guess she was going out to practice, like Stacy and my mom.
Yeah.
And you remember we had that fire hydrant right in the front next to the
Oh, yeah.
driveway, and
Yeah.
she's like backing out, and then she started turning the wheel too soon. So when she was backing out, and then she hit the fire hydrant, same thing, and then hit the gas even more, and went.
Yeah. Tore it up. What's wrong with people these days?
And then my dad bowled. His third game was horrible. It's like, yeah, don't tell him that in the middle of bowling.
You know, the more I talk about this stuff, the more I think I wasn't a very good kid.
That's what our parents were trying to tell us for 20 years.
Yeah, now I'm understanding that I was
Right.
not a good kid. So
Hey, and shout out to my dad, because he used to always say, is like, one day you're gonna see it, and you're gonna realize what I'm trying to tell you now. And then I was like, whatever, dude. It's
we
like,
were never rule followers. That's the problem. Was like we didn't want to follow any rules.
I'm still the same way when it comes to that.
We didn't want to be told what to do. Well, I don't think anybody really wants to be told what to do, but you know. Anyways, those are our reminisce, and the reminisce is over. So what else is going on this week? Plumbing jobs. How's the weather?
Shit, 79 is sunny.
Beautiful weather. Starting to warm up here. It was 48 today and sunny. So we're hoping it's trending up.
Well, like today, I mean, I live in Hawaii, right? So today, the whole morning, I spent the entire morning on YouTube because I live in Hawaii. So I sat right here.
See, and if I was in Hawaii, I would not be on YouTube. I would be at the beach every farging day.
If you were in Hawaii on vacation, you would be. I believe that, because I said the same thing. I'm like, dude, when I move there on my days off, when I'm not working, dude, I'm gonna be all day, and I haven't been to the beach and I don't even know how long.
Wow. Do you ever go down there and sit and watch like the sunset stuff?
Yeah, well, I mean, once in a while. Well, me and Nina used to do that every Sunday. We used to go and live stream it, but
You're just used to it. Come back to
that's
Detroit.
what yeah, exactly. I'm just used to it. But once in a while, I will. If I'm just finishing up my last call of the day, and it's right around that time, and I'm close to a beach or a good spot or something, then yeah, I always stop and just like chill out.
Whenever I was working out on the road on construction or building a house or whatever, and there was nothing around, I would always try to find the nearest lake to have lunch at. And I'd take my shoes and socks off or boots, and I'd sit by the lake and have my lunch for about 45 minutes. Because I always told myself, I'm just like, you have to enjoy part of your life too. You can't just work.
Right.
You have to take the breaks. Otherwise, what's life? A paycheck, who cares? You need the paycheck, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, you have to also have some fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I did first move here, I guess I did keep that word, because when the company I worked for when I first moved here was A1 Budget, and but I didn't start until, because like everyone had different hours to cover different. It was like different shifts, but not 24-hour shifts. So it was weird. Like some people started at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So mine, I started at 10 a.m. So, and at the time, I was borrowing a friend's stand-up paddleboard. So every morning before work, right down the street from where A1 Budget was Lani Kai Beach, which is like world famous, awesome beach. And I would go there every morning before work and get on a paddleboard and just go out and paddleboard in Lani Kai Beach. And that's where I lost my sunglasses, and the turtle swam under, and I thought it was a shark, but it wasn't. And
wow.
I lost a very expensive pair of sunglasses and all that. But
don't tell me you had Ray-Bans.
They were Ray-Bans.
Oh my Lord.
It was very expensive at the time too, and I definitely could not afford them at the time. But But no, that's so for a good 6 months, I actually did, and it was cool. But
I think I think you need to go back to it, brother, because that'll keep you sane in this ugly world we live in. At least
yeah,
it's
but that was
ugly
when
to
I
me.
lived over there. I would love to, if I did, it would have to be that specific beach too. That's the thing, because that was just perfect. But now that specific beach is an hour away. As to then, it was only 15 minutes.
There it is. Can you
Oh,
see
you're
it?
gonna tease us some more.
I am. Dun, dun, dun.
That reminds me of the you were talking about the tomatoes earlier. You remember Stash?
Yeah.
Remember when Stash used to eat a tomato like an apple?
Oh yeah.
He'd just be all, "Hey," get like a big old tomato and just be like, just eat it like an. We're like, "The hell you doing, dude?" He's like, "Ah, tomatoes are good for you."
So what do you think's gonna happen between us and Canada with all this crap going back and forth?
It'll work itself out.
Think our prices are gonna go up? Because that's what I
Well,
hear.
I do know the gas prices haven't gone down, so
Not there. They have gone down here about 30 cents a gallon, but not maybe not there.
well, last time I got gas, it was actually higher than it was the time before I got gas, but it's been 5 days, 4 days.
That's what a lot of people are saying, like talking about, oh, didn't Trump run on he's gonna lower the gas prices and the groceries like day one? He did say that. But I
Yep.
think it has to get worse before it gets better, basically. Maybe
Because
he didn't take into account they might fight back a little bit.
I keep thinking of the whole, I miss. I'd rather have $2 gas and mean tweets or whatever. So it's like, yeah, okay. Now that he's backing off, where's the $2 gas? Well, I guess the mean tweets are still there, but
Mm-mm. There's the other story. Today, Quater PM in Egypt says an attack on Iran's nuclear sites would contaminate the entire Gulf water supply. So if Israel goes to hit the Iranian nukes, the plants, the military bases, it's going to ruin the water, supposedly all the drinking water for that area, which I suppose could happen. And if that happened, then what would happen next?
right. Yeah. What would happen next?
People are going to have water because you can't live without water. What's it, 2 days or 3 days?
Yeah,
Hot water.
that's weird. I just watched a weird video the other day that said that you can go this long without water, this long without food. I think it's like 2 or 3 days without water.
I'm not sure how they're coming up with that. Like I don't know where the bases are.
Right. Like, yeah, how many people had to be unalived without drinking water for them to finally figure out, like, yeah, we'll just say it's 3 days. Yeah.
Waters of the Gulf and
Well,
threat.
you could always get by on this kind of water.
Oh, Billy. I like you a lot.
You fellas been sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine? Yeah. Well, what's that? Pee-pee! You'd keep your mouth shut if you knew it was good for you, buddy.
You'll have to excuse my friend. He's a little slow.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
And my tiny little nipples went to France. And I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl.
The only thing I missed on that I thought of after I made that was you remember the Jim Carrey in the Truman Show?
Mm-hmm.
When he looks over at the wife and he's like, the hell are you even talking about? I should have put that at the very end when he said, I do like a
Go ahead.
cheat, whatever.
I
And
see
then
London. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, but I didn't think of that till after I made that, but I should go back. I don't know if I still have that. I think I might have lost it with damn it. All right. Anyway.
I see London. I see France. I see little nipples. What did he say about France?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember. It's,
It's like I see London. I see France. I see nipples. I watch them dance. There you go. That was for free. Pay me later.
here's an update on today in 1959. The first Barbie doll goes on display at the American Toy Fair in New York City. Barbie was the first mass-produced toy doll in the United States with adult features.
That's so racist.
The women behind Barbie was Ruth Handler, who co-founded Mattel Incorporated with her husband in 1945. Shit, I didn't know that.
In 1945, so right after World War II, they came out with Barbie. So when did G.I. Joe come out? I wonder if G.I. Joe came out around the same time. Not in 45 for sure, probably. But they did have those big G.I. Joes, right? So those might have been right after that. I have to look it up. Because I played
I
with
never
G.I.
got
Joe.
into the G.I. Joe, though. Never did. He-Man, but not G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I did He-Man too, Skeletor. What was the lady's name? He-Man, Skeletor. Then he had like his mount, like a tiger mount.
Yeah, his version of riding a horse.
So the G.I. Joes first came out in 1963, so it's not related to the Barbie doll in any way. So I wonder how they came out with the Barbie dolls. I wonder what someone just like, we need Barbie dolls. Or maybe they wanted girls to think that's how they needed to look.
Probably. That
Or
was probably, yep.
maybe it was just a toy.
Yeah,
But you
because
said
and
it
with adult features. So yeah, it's like
right. So
same with G.I. Joe though. Like, you need to grow up, be a man, and here have a pew pew and violence and fight wars for us. Because that's how they do it. They project that shit on you when you're young, and they mold you.
the first G.I. Joes are huge. I'm looking at one from 1964, and they don't look very appealing. It's just like a dude in a green outfit with like a rolled up blanket. I guess they were trying to pump up the war, like pump people up for the military. Every G.I. Joe got the Barbie doll when he came home from war.
Hey, and now you know, and no one's half the battle.
We won't talk about all the ones that are homeless, though.
Wait, I want to address Gigi's comment. Just got back from installing a new faucet. Okay, what faucet? Kitchen faucet, lab faucet, shower valve faucet. What kind of faucet? I gotta know. Kitchen faucet. Okay,
No, get out of my drawers.
because those aren't always easy. Well, putting them in is usually the easy part, but taking the old one out sometimes it's like holy shit. The worst one I ever had it's always works out that way too. And it was for I was going through some hard times, like was kind of out of work, and then someone I knew from childhood that my dad was still friends with his dad got a hold of me, and he's like, "Hey, I got to replace my kitchen faucet, da da da." So I did it for like dirt cheap, right? But it took me 3.5 hours to get the old one on because dude, I don't even think they siliconed it. I think it was like silicone, liquid nails, and any other thing like Gorilla Glue, whatever. Like they did all that with the old, and it took me and you have to get it out without ruining the sink and without And the whole time I'm just thinking, if this was a regular job, if this was for someone I didn't know and I wasn't doing them a favor and then they're also doing me a favor because I kind of needed any money I could get, it wouldn't be like this. But it's always the one where you do that favor for.
I was just looking at gold prices right now. They're up almost a percentage point. I think an ounce of gold now is $2,924. So imagine buying
Damn.
your wife a ring these days or a
Oh
necklace.
shit.
Almost $3,000. I remember back when it was like 1,100 or 1,000 for an ounce. Would have been good to put some money in gold. They're
Yep,
always saying
that's
it
what I
on
was just
TV.
thinking. Imagine if you put some money in gold when it was then, and now it's like more than doubled.
Well, silver went up too by a percentage point to $33.12. So maybe it's time to put some money in some silver or gold. I don't know. There's all these ways to get money, and the smart people get the money, and the rest, I guess, we just sit here. I mean, we're smart, but you ever have like ideas that you don't act on, and then later you're like, oh my God, I could have made a ton of money?
Yep, all the time.
I think we need to just do it like Nike says, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Then it takes money to make money. So there's like a bunch of times where if I had the money to act on something, I would have, but I didn't. And then because I didn't, it's like, shit, man, that sucks. Like I just lost out big time. But gotta have the money to begin with. That's why the rich keep getting richer, because they have the money.
Someone in chat said the stock market was crashing, but the Dow is still at almost 43,000. It says they're all up. Not sure who said that. I forgot. I think it was Kulik. Yeah, deplorable kulak says I'm watching the market crash. He says I think I'm going to open up a position to short Bitcoin. Yeah, I think they were. I don't know what it actually means, but Trump's doing something like making a reserve for Bitcoin. Not sure. I guess the future is going to be digital money, right? We already know this is coming eventually.
Yep. That's where they've been trying to go for a long time.
Well, they want ultimate control over the money, and that's the way to do it, right? Is the digital. Basically, you can't buy or sell anything without them knowing what it is and how much you bought. And they could, at some point, they could say, "Hey, you can't have 10 waters," and after 5, they could cut you off, even though it's your money. Just say, "No,
Yep.
there's a limit. There's a limit on it. There's an emergency. You can't buy more than that, or you can't buy more than that. This much gas." I think we'll see that happen in our lifetime.
Yeah, I don't think it's that far away, to be honest.
Nope.
I mean, look, and which is crazy about that is because they've already been taking like all of our money anyway, taxes and people try to beat the system. So like you sell a car, someone be like, oh, well, I sold it to a family member for $1, and then they still try to find a. Then you still got the person that bought it for $1 still has to pay the taxes of what the blue book value is. So you're still paying $1,000 to they're just constantly just stealing our money.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to look at it. I just remember Cash App or whatever that came out and started doing really well. Was it Cash App or another one? I don't know. I think it was Cash App, but the guy got like randomly stabbed in front of his house and was unalived. The guy who made that company, because
Oh,
it
I
was
think
like
yeah, I heard. Was that Cash? I'm not sure. I kind of know what you're talking about, but I
it
kind of
was doing
remember it.
really well when it happened. Here's another thing that happened today. It says U.S. Air Force F-16 fighters are forced to intercept 2 aircraft that invaded Mar-a-Lago airspace. What's going on? What's going on? So 2 planes flew over the golf course, and they know it's restricted, and they did it anyways, and the F-16 fighters forced to intercept. They're lucky they didn't get shot down, honestly. I'm surprised that didn't happen, actually. I imagine if Trump was there at the time, they might have shot him down.
Oh, probably most definitely if he was there, yeah.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now.
Something wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is.
I was talking about Ukraine, how they were coming back to the table. Well, I think it's been what, like a week now since Trump paused their money and paused the weapon shipments. I think like after a week, they're like, oh no, we're not getting any more bullets. We might need to come to the table.
They start to panic a little bit.
Yeah, like, oh no, we need the bullets. I forgot. We need the bullet. Why did you say something stupid? Well, imagine if they did.
I ain't happy.
Yeah.
I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on.
Unfortunately, the future is coming.
Let's see what's going on in chat. I saw something about Creek being upset that he didn't get anything back from Coors Light for all the money he invested.
That's what I'm saying. In that case, Heineken owes me a shit ton.
What's this here?
Today in 1933, the U.S. Congress is called into a special session by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, beginning its 100 days, during which it passes 77 laws. Our timeline now is very similar.
How many executive orders did Trump sign the first day in office? That should be our trivia question of the day.
Yeah, well, I feel like I know this, but I don't remember. But yeah, I know it was quite a few. But it doesn't that happen every president? Like they automatically go in and like reverse half the shit the last president did, and then the next president comes in and reverses half the shit that.
Before the Patriot Act, I don't think that presidents had the power to make executive orders, did they? I don't remember them before then. Like, I think they got those powers after the Patriot Act or during the Patriot Act. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure like 9/11, you remember? Like they gave the president more powers.
Yep. Yes. What's up, David Devine? Good to see you, brother. Aloha. Yeah, go check out David Devine's channel if you're not already subscribed. He's been doing awesome videos lately on. Damn it, my throat. On like movies and recaps and stuff. He just goes over. Go check it out. I vouch for it. Good stuff.
It says 26. Well, I shouldn't have run the trivia. Anyway, 26 executive orders signed by Trump on day one.
26. What did Biden do? What did Biden do? Wasn't it more than that?
I might be wrong about the executive orders. Okay, yeah, I found the website.
As if said, ICE arrested an anti-Israel activist, stripped the permanent resident status, and deported the moron.
So pull this up on screen because this is definitely not a copyright.
Oh, dude. All right, before you pull that up, I got to read Watts first because this is interesting to me. Today, in 1964, first Ford Mustang produced. It was introduced to the public on my birthday, April 17th, 1964, at the New York World's Fair.
Awesome.
See, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool and all. 12 years before I was born. Okay, now we're going to pull some? There we go.
Yep. Pulling this up. Let's see. So we got George Washington had a total of 8 total orders in 1 year. So I guess this has always been a thing. Let's
Whoa, what
see.
is that? 100?
So Theodore Roosevelt, 1,081
Jesus.
in 8 years, just under 8 years. How does a president only do 7.5 years? Doesn't he have to do 4 or 8?
What president was it? It's
Theodore Roosevelt.
uh,
So Woodrow Wilson had 1,803 orders
Jesus.
in 8 years. Let's see, who had the most? Franklin D. Roosevelt, again,
27.
3,721
Oh, that's a 3. No shit.
through
Wow.
12 years. That is crazy. So I guess Trump's 26 isn't that great. Well, this is through years, though. This was
Yeah,
his first day.
that's through their entire presidency.
So yeah, Donald Trump, it says Donald Trump did 220 in 4 years, and this term 89 already with .08 years. So
Wow.
he's going for it. For good or bad, we'll see.
Right?
But you can't say he wasn't prepared. 89.
That's crazy. I never knew any of that. That's wild.
Yeah, I hope we don't start fighting with Canada, man, because then Axe and Nacho, I'm gonna have to become their enemies and everything, and we're gonna be throwing like guitars at each other. It's gonna suck.
Gonna be like the Civil War and shit, North against the South.
I'm just gonna bring a boat across the water and bring them to the United States.
But we used to be friends, I know, but I gotta shoot you now, man.
Right. I'm still gonna be sub to you, and help your channel out, but I gotta like on air. I have to hate you.
Right.
What a joke. Yeah, like we were friends with Canada forever, but the problem is we're paying Canada 3 times as much to bring our goods into Canada as they pay us.
Right. Someone
So
earlier said for like the past 50 years. Yeah, and is Jam Unleashed? Are you still here, Jam? What do you think about all? Because Jam Unleashed is Canada too.
he is okay. I like him, so I guess Canada's not all bad. Just kidding, bro.
Canada's not that bad. We know Jam Unleashed and X and Nacho, so
They make some great hockey players too. If you're into hockey, didn't Gretzky come from Canada?
I believe so.
Pretty sure.
If
Austin
anything,
Matthews.
he at least played for Canada, didn't he? No, he's from Canada for sure. I remember now. Yep.
Yeah, Austin Matthews, and who's the other guy that's on fire? Somebody out there in chat knows what I'm talking about. What's up, Elaine? Hey, Indy. I just finally opened up the chat window. I haven't been watching any of it. So if any of you said anything bad about me, I hate you. Gigi's like, Trump is just full of shit. So, fellow Canadians that are here, we're not planning on hating you just because the government does. So,
It says Gigi's from Canada. So, all right, yeah, everyone, if you're in Canada, anyone from Canada or in Canada, put a 1 in the chat so I know how many. Because according to my analytics, 4% of my viewers are from Canada, but that's for everything. That's for video, shorts, live streams, everything.
I think, Elaine, or Gigi, you're right that Trump is all over the place, but I think he's doing that on purpose. I mean, I think he's trying to cause chaos so that they can't keep up with him. Like they fight everything, so if he throws enough at them, they won't have time to fight everything. I think he learned that in his first 4 years is you don't go one at a time, you just throw a bunch of crap out there. I mean, I can't be for certain, but that's what I think. It's a good strategy. since nothing ever remember when Democrats were in the House or Senate, almost none of his stuff got through. And now there's a Republican House and Senate. So it may go way different this time. I know some of you guys don't believe there's a difference, but we shall see. Hopefully we're not like going to try to take Canada as the 51st state though.
That's a big state.
I know, I'm like, what? I couldn't believe he said it. I think he just said it to just blow smoke, because there's no way we would ever take Canada. That's ridiculous. Just to make Canadians mad or something. I don't know.
Yeah, trying to trigger them.
Yeah, like I live right next to Canada, man. We're near Detroit.
Well, just like you did with Greenland, right? Or whatever, like, oh, we're gonna get it one way or the other.
I think he is gonna get it. But I don't think there's no chance in hell we're gonna take Canada. And they're in NATO, right? So we're all in NATO together.
Oh, Canada. Very, very big state. Very big.
Right.
America's 51st state.
If we start taking land as Americans, we must be in big trouble with, like, we must be running out of some resources or something. If you start to see that happen, we're in really much more trouble than you think. It's like the chips in Taiwan. I don't think we have a lot of that rare earth here. Either that or we haven't mined it. So that's what we're asking the Ukrainians for in return for the money that they lost. The 1.8 billion is we're asking for the rare earth that goes to making chips and things for Defense Department and computers and phones. So it's a big deal for us to get that deal, really.
I agree with the real Justine right there. The terrorists feel like a distraction from something they're not telling us about. I agree with that.
Could be. Yeah, I mean, they all have bunkers to go to, right? If crap goes down, we don't. If something bad's going to happen, I don't think we'll ever know about it in time to do anything about it. I don't think they would tell us the truth.
Exactly. Exactly.
Why would you panic the whole world when you could just be quiet and quietly gather everything you needed and go to your bunker and then let it happen to the people? Who cares about the people as long as they're safe, right?
9/11.
Hey, Bonnie, good to see you.
Hey, Bonnie's aloha.
Exactly. Bonnie says she has a video with Canada saying not going to happen, and they will make sure of it. I know Trump did like threaten Russia with more sanctions yesterday. And it's like, you never know. Is Trump really talking to Putin and saying, hey, man, I got to look good on the world stage? So just for the American people, I'm going to say this. It's not really true, but I have to look strong for the people so that they think I'm doing what I'm supposed to. And then Putin's like, yeah, go ahead. I don't know if that stuff really happens, but it might.
Dude, there's probably so many things that happen that would just blow our minds that it'd be like, holy shit. And again, like I said a couple of weeks ago or whenever, but like a lot of it, it's one of those things where it's like, do you really want to know? Like, you ever find like you wanted to know something when you found out, you're like, I wish I didn't know. Like, I think it's just one of those things where it's like, you don't want to know. So just leave it alone.
Yeah, I mean, we really need those mineral rights in Ukraine more than they need. I mean, they need us, but we really need it just as bad as they need to sign with us. It's a mutual thing. If China goes after Taiwan, where I think it's 90 to 95% of chips are made or bought, we're going to be in deep crap. I think we would have to go to war over that because those are all the chips for our military equipment and stuff. And I know that I think over the last 2 weeks, they said they were going to build, I think it was either 2 or 3 more plants in Arizona. And I think it was like $200 billion they were investing into those plants to make chips here. Because Trump's like, hey, if you don't make them here, we're going to charge you this amount of tariffs. So some people are coming back here and building plants and stuff, which is going to take what, a couple of years probably at least to build the plants. So if China does go after Taiwan anytime soon, there'll be a lapse, right, in what we need. You can't handle the truth. I love it. Yeah.
And then he says, which Putin, which Trump?
I don't know. I saw Mission Impossible. They all wear masks anyways. You never know.
Dude, those masks are creepy. I know I've had a few live streams where I'd pull up videos on that, and it's amazing how realistic, like, yeah, that shit just blows my mind.
Trudeau, to me, Gigi, is a twit. I just don't like him. To me, he just seems like and I love Canada. I live near Canada. But Trudeau just seems like a twit. Just like a bratty kid or something.
Well, because he is. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth.
He doesn't seem like a serious leader, I guess is what I mean to me. And the more people I talk to from Canada, they all almost are afraid to talk about him. Well, we've heard from certain people, I'm not going to say who, but people that play music on the internet that you all like told us that, they can't really say certain things on air. Because if they do, that people might show up at their house and knock on their door. Remember that conversation, Steve?
A little bit. Okay.
It was in an interview we did.
Okay, I do. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I had to make sure I was thinking of the same person.
Yeah, and they said, like we can think one way, but we have to be real careful on the internet about what we say. I remember that vividly when they said that, and I was like, really? Is it really like that?
Yeah,
I did watch.
I remember back in like 2020 when they were I want to say it this way. I'll rephrase that. Remember back in the early 20s? Isn't that weird? Early 2020s. They were arresting people for not wearing a face diaper.
I saw those videos too. I saw this one gentleman sitting with his wife out in the middle of a park by themselves.
Yep.
He was wearing a mask. Yep. He took the mask off to eat, and he was smoking a cigarette. He was not 40 feet from anybody else, and the police rushed the guy, told him to put on his mask. He's like, I'm smoking. Like, I literally just got done eating by myself. And they literally tackled this guy and put him in handcuffs and arrest him for sitting in a field by himself with his old lady eating food.
Yep. It's ridiculous, right? But,
I don't know.
As if it's your business night, brother. Always good to see you, man. Get a hold of me tomorrow or something, then I'll fill you in on that, what I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah, much love, brother. Subscriber of the month. As if it's your business. Do we throw his link up?
But could you imagine that happening to you? You'd just be like, this is a joke, right? Like, this isn't really happening. You're really going to arrest me because I'm smoking a cigarette in the middle of an open field?
So Gigi, I'm just curious if it, like we see different media than you. So was that really going on in Canada during the Rona? Was it really that bad? Like, we were told that if you were having a birthday party for your kid, you had to hide it in Canada. And people would actually call on you if you had a birthday party for your kid. If they saw like multiple cars on the street and knew they didn't belong there, that they would call the authorities to come to the house, and everyone was getting like either arrested or big tickets. and made everyone go home from a birthday party during the Rona. That's what we were told, and I'm assuming they weren't lying.
Ren K 2000. What's up, brother? Hold
So
on, man. I gotta give a shout out to Ren. Ren K's here.
go ahead.
Ren K.
What's up, Seasider 702? Good to see you, brother.
Hey, Chicago. Hey, Chicago. Try taking this flag, you freaking assholes.
Rank, we love you, Rank.
You remember that story, right? When Rank went to the hockey game and they took his flag.
Yeah. Scumbags. Yeah, see, Rank. Look at Rank. I was at a party, the neighbors called the cops and everyone ran. Run. Don't trip on the fence. What's this say? Oops.
Yeah, Cheryl Rich. That's the best, Cheryl Rich. Because, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh no, Cheryl Rich said the dumbest thing was going to a restaurant having to wear a mask until you sat down. And that and the one, dude, the best one was I don't know, they had to have been trolls, man. I can't even force myself to believe that people would really do that. But they had the masks and they had the slit cut in it and they're drinking through the slit. Like that can't be real, dude. Come on, man.
No, people cannot be that dumb, right? We were all sitting back going, are people really this dumb? Are people really sheep? And we're like, no, it couldn't be true. And then we found out that at least half of people are sheep. And it's scary.
Yep.
Because they vote.
Exactly. And like I was saying earlier, I mean, that's how I think people vote. They don't know anything about anything and they just like,
I'm getting ready for the next pandemic.
Right.
Really?
It's like, dude, actually Wingnut texted me earlier a video of the bullshit, I think it was called. And dude, it's so I'm sure you guys seen it. It's from like 17 years ago on YouTube, but it's like the bullshit is like, yeah, so a lot of people make their decisions basically off the bullshit. And they're like, yeah, they don't basically what they're saying is they don't know nothing about nothing. They just like the way that they like the hat that the one person was wearing that day, or they like, they were in a factory and wearing a hard hat with a suit on, so they look like they cared. So they're voting for the bullshit.
Look at my brother put. A guy on a sailboard in the ocean being chased by police was unreal. I'll never forget that.
I remember that one. Yep.
Wow.
Or the dude that was on the beach. He was on a beach, but no one else was on the beach. He was on the beach all by himself.
See, I'm getting ready for the next pandemic. I don't know about you guys, but I will have a semi-trailer full of toilet paper.
Well, like Indy said, if they do it again, they'll have to arrest me because...
Oh, yeah. I ain't playing the games no more. But I still need to buy toilet paper because people are psycho. Like back then, I couldn't believe. I'm like, really? You guys bought all the toilet paper, but the food's still on the shelf. Right. So I was like asking my wife, do they eat the toilet paper? Like, what are you going to... How are you going to take a dump if you don't eat? You bought all the stupid toilet paper.
You know what you do? You invest in a bidet or a bidet toilet seat, and then you don't have to worry about the toilet paper.
Well, they're going to make another pandemic eventually, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it will happen again.
So buy now. Buy the stuff now. Put it up. You'll use it anyways.
Well, they say history repeats itself, right? And last time it happened was towards the end of Trump's term, and now Trump's in office again. So I don't know, maybe 3 years. Maybe 3 years from now.
Yeah, they got sick of everything changing for the better or whatever, and said, okay, he's doing too good. We're not going to win. Let's screw it all up. I don't know. That's my interpretation of Rona and how it came about. I don't believe it was an accident. That's just my personal opinion, YouTube. So it's all for entertainment purposes only. But I'm just saying, I don't think it was an accident. I think it was a purposeful attack. I think even, and you guys might think I'm crazy, I even think they sprayed it. They may have sprayed it on stuff that they shipped into the country.
I wouldn't be surprised.
What better way to spread it? I mean, it can live on surfaces, right? Any germ can live on surfaces as long as it's not cold. And even, don't they say like there are things in the permafrost? There are bacteria in the permafrost that when the frost melts, that bacteria comes back to life. So did they really kill the germ? I don't know. I saw China spraying the streets. You remember that? They're spraying benches and windows and streets with some sort of fog during the Rona. I mean, I would love to pull up the video. We'd probably get a copyright. But yeah,
Yeah, I gotta make it a habit to start because I think if we find any videos on it on like X or TikTok, I think we can. But to me, it's just so natural to look YouTube automatically. But I think that's what gets the copyright.
exactly. Fear. I mean, there's still.
Oh,
I'll be
this
right
dude
back.
is fucking killing me, man. Are you serious? Oh, I'm about to go outside and be that asshole neighbor and just start yelling. He's out there with a chainsaw or something, dude, for the last 20 minutes. It's pissing me off because I got my shit turned up really loud. And I'm still having a hard time hearing. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Every time you think he's about to turn it off, he just. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but locking people in there. Oh yeah, you remember this shit? And they had those mechanical dogs or whatever, the robot dogs out there with the speaker on its back saying some shit about stay inside your apartment. Please stop, please. Every time, dude. Every time. I'm glad you guys can't hear it, but it's driving me nuts. Because I'm already hard of hearing. And then there's that. And usually I have my audio set to 20 and I have it set to 48. So more than twice. And I still am having a hard time hearing. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. I didn't mean to go off on a rant. Hoping our people learn from it.
Sorry about that. Hello?
No, yep. Oh, you weren't there? That's good. You didn't hear me go off on my rant.
No, I saw you get upset, but my mom called from the hospital. So
Oh, okay. Sure. Rich says the thing that bothers me is if we have a firmament, how are they getting paid? That's my question, Cheryl, for real. Like, because for a minute I was thinking, like, I know the video of them landing on the moon is definitely fake. But then I was like, I'm sure that we landed on the moon. But then I was like, but yeah, we have a firmament. How did they even do that? Like, how does anyone? I don't know. None of that shit makes sense to me.
I forgot to say, if you guys remember to and would like to, and you enjoying what you saw tonight, please smash that like button. I always forget. I didn't even like it. I just went. So I had to decide if I liked it. So far, I like it.
Well, that's what sucks. Like when you're on your phone,
Yeah.
and once you click and come in here, there's the live chat right away. So in order to hit it, you have to close out the live chat, then hit it, then you have to hit, and then I always forget when I'm on my phone because of that reason.
Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you,
On
brother.
a tablet or a computer or whatever, you see it right there, and I still forget. So
Yeah, like I forget sometimes in other people's channels, and I'm like, that's the whole reason I went over there was to support somebody. I didn't hit the like. Yeah, it's important for the algorithm. You know what I mean? It's like if you get the
Yep.
like, you get the algorithm picks up, and then the show gets better. Gets better.
And comments too, because the more comments that are going is feeding the algorithm. And
I don't really like going in where there's like 200 people and the comments are going so fast that nobody knows what anybody's saying.
well, that's when you have to put it on slow,
Yeah,
whatever it's called, and then like so you can only leave a comment. You have to wait 60 seconds till you can leave another comment, because otherwise that shit's gonna be flying by so fast. I've been in ones where they had like 10,000 people and there was no the slow wasn't turned on, and it's just like, dude, what's the point, man? Like nobody's reading any of these. Even a speed reader wouldn't be able to read those. Hey, there's JM. JM's there. So I don't know if you were here earlier, James, when we first brought it up, but what do you think about the whole with what we were talking about with Canada and the United States with the tariffs and how the tariffs for us from Canada were like 3 times as much for like the past 50 years, but now that Trump raised the tariffs and Canada's pissed off about it. And
and the
or
other
better
thing
yet,
is we're in trouble, right, with our money system right now. We are in major debt. I mean, what else can we do but try to level out the playing field to try to recoup some of the money? We help people all around the world all the time with food and everything. We have to, you can't give out what you don't have. So we're kind of forced to do what's happening. I don't think it's a personal attack. I think it's just like make it fair. And I think the media pits us against each other to divide us. And I don't think it's that big a deal, really. I mean, it's just like, so what? You're going to pay $5 more for something and we don't go broke and you still make money. So what's the difference? You know, I think to just blow it up into these big deals. I mean, I'm not saying 25% tariff is not a big deal. And you know what? I don't know how and I voted for Trump, but I don't know how he expects for Canada to shut down all the fentanyl coming into the country. I don't know how he could even possibly do that or if that's realistic. And that's his reasoning behind partially the tariffs, right?
I honestly don't even know.
Yeah, I mean that's supposedly what part of it was. I think me and you were talking about this a while ago, Steve. Like we think they already have a car that can do like 70, 80 miles per gallon. They already have cures to most of the diseases. The people that come out with it go missing.
Mm-hmm.
All kind of
Yeah,
weird
we
stuff.
did. Yeah, we did talk. I remember that.
Cars running on water. I've seen videos of a guy making a car go on water just from the steam, just like the old school days where everything worked off of steam.
Well, even the free electricity,
Yeah.
you know.
And do you know, like, if you live off the grid, do you know, like, they actually come against you for that? They
Hey,
don't like when you live off the grid.
look who we have here to join the panel.
Oh, snap.
All right. What's up, JM? Good to see you,
Hey,
brother.
man.
Hey, Steve. Hey, Dave. Everybody in chat. Always good to see you.
Good to see you, man. What's going on?
Well, and I wanted to apologize. I find it very difficult to get here on these Sunday nights because usually there's so many other live streams going on.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, and so that's part of the reason I kind of stepped away for a bit, and I missed. So I missed the chat about the tariffs. But I did. I put in the chat there. I think that tariffs. It's an artificial measure. It can be used for negotiations. Niels Han Dynasty has mentioned in the past how it can actually be used to help rebuild countries after they've crashed and burned. through war. But like in the long run, free trade's the way to go. And I really think Trump he wants to level the playing field. I do think he's a true American patriot, although I don't worship him. But he's certainly more patriotic than Biden or Bush or many of the previous presidents. So I think he's really looking out for America, and level playing field's the way it should be.
I agree. That's the only way that anybody can survive. We can't pay 3 times as much and expect to like do that forever.
Yeah, like by putting a tariff on another country, in a way you're subsidizing your own or an alternate country or economy that you don't put the tariff on. It just depends how you do the math.
And you've seen that he's pulled back quite a few tariffs too, or paused them for a month to leave room for discussion. So at least he's not like bullheaded and won't move on any of the subjects. He actually wants a deal, from what I see.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's a businessman. Since he was very young, he's all about creating, so I think he's got that sort of empire mentality. He wants to build stuff. He's not about going around wrecking stuff unless it's getting in the way of building good things.
Yeah, and I mean, he made a promise. He ran on those promises that he would make things fair, that he would shake up the government, that he would drain the swamp. And I think everything's shaken up because he's trying to do that, and people aren't having it. They don't want it. They want to keep spending money in bloated government and sending money to other countries for LGBTQ ballerinas in Guatemala. They like that because there's money can go missing.
Yep.
Yeah. So
it's crazy, and it's tough to agree with anybody all the time, but I gotta shout out to Big Chap. If you guys know Big Chap, he's had some fantastic memes. I don't agree with all of them, but like many of them, are right on point with that.
I think his latest one was like the house, and then next to it said "We can only dream" or whatever, and it had a bunker underneath the house. That's the last one I saw.
Yeah. Six-story bunker, I think.
Right. That was pretty cool.
5-story anyway.
It's funny. I think it was dang it, I think it was Wildlife talking about, speaking of free trade, I still have about 10 cases of dehydrated Georgian water. It just made me think. I was gonna say, yeah, I bought some powdered water, but I didn't know what to add to it.
That's funny.
Stephen Ray joke. I can't take credit for it because
right. Yeah. OSP knows what's up.
Money laundering, yeah.
Yeah, where'd that $1.8 billion go in Ukraine? I really would like to know where it went, because I know there's a paper trail somewhere.
Well, like I said earlier, they're all about, equality. So they distributed it between all of their own bank accounts, just not ours. That's where it went.
What did I miss, Rink? Said I missed this comment.
Well, you guys are still going to suck next season. Yeah, every season. That's what they're good at.
All right, so Rank says, drive over the border with a boatload of Jack Daniels and sell it at exuberant prices. Okay. Make some fast cash.
Yeah, but no, that's what we were saying about Canada earlier too. It's like, I freaking love Canada, dude. Me and Dave used to go there all the time. We were 19, 20, 21. And we know so many awesome people from Canada, and it's like, what happens if like some kind of civil war breaks out between Canada and America? Then what? You're like, you know what, Jam? I love you, man, but I gotta hate you right now because they said so.
Rick, how dare you attack the Lions, Rick? Oh my God, you're hitting below the belt, my friend.
You know what? There's so many collaborations and synergies and joint projects going on between Canada and the States. Like that's a well-established business relationships that are going on. Sure, the tariffs can throw it off, political maneuvering can throw it off, but I heard that in order for a car to be built in the States, more than half of the parts go across the border 7 or 8 times before they're all fully installed.
Oh, wow.
And what's behind that is Canada's a major manufacturer of automotive parts. We do a lot of the actual manufacturing and assembling here as well, but a lot of the parts are made here.
So, Jam, what's your take on this guy that just got elected?
I don't like him all that much, although, like, admittedly, I've never met him. The biggest thing I have against him is he's a central banker. And,
Right.
my whole thought is it's the central banks that have destroyed the countries and the people financially by debt enslaving them. And that's what he's all about. So he's liberal, which is left wing here. Once again, I believe, just like the Democrats in the States, almost completely infiltrated by communists. Definitely not looking out for the people.
See, I didn't know he was a central banker, dude. That's crazy. Not just saying that, I know exactly the kind of person he is, because that's, like I always say in America, the president isn't in charge. The Federal Reserve is, and the bankers are. So those are the ones that are actually pulling the strings for whoever the president is.
Good night, Justine.
Yeah,
Much
and they're
love.
the ones. They're the winners. They're on the winning side of every war, right? It's always the central bankers that win. They've been funding both sides of pretty much every war for a long, long time.
Yep, exactly.
Real quick, shout out to Justine Kasperick. Much love. Thanks for being here tonight. We always love seeing you, and still praying for you.
Yeah, we love you, Justine.
It's good to see you, Justine.
Have a fabulous night.
Yeah, I think the guy to keep your eye on in Canada is Pierre Poilievre. He's not quite as right wing as Trump, and he doesn't really have as much business experience, but he's the patriotic guy, the guy that's looking out for the people the most. And I also think that he's the most likely, to really get along well with President Trump and really work together. The Trudeau guy, he's nothing but a shit disturber.
He's a twit.
And I don't know if I was wrong. This is just my impression on him, but because I said, well, yeah, the dude, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and he's basically just a little bitch. But I really don't know if he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, but was like at least close.
Oh yeah, he was a trust fund baby for sure.
Okay, so I was right. Okay, cool.
Absolutely. And actually, if you want to hear a clinical psychologist talk about Trump, look up Dr. Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson, yeah, I'm actually working on a video with him for his ghost stories. He has 2 ghost stories.
Okay.
But no, I listen to him not just because of 2 ghost stories, but no, I've been listening to Peterson for a couple of years.
Are we talking about the older Peterson, or are we talking about somebody else?
Psychologist.
Like the big, you're working with the big dog?
Jordan B. Peterson.
Yeah,
he was a psychology professor as well, so very, very intellectual.
Now that's the next impression I'm gonna have to work on. I'm gonna have to work on doing Jordan Peterson's voice.
That's a good one. It's a good one. And not everybody likes him, but like he just goes up and down on how much of a twit Trudeau is, but in a very intellectual, fact-based method.
This guy, Steve?
Yep, that's him. Yep.
You're working with that guy to make a what now? Oh, you said you were working on a short or a video?
Yeah, but because he has 2 ghost stories, which isn't something he talks about. That's like not his.
Oh, okay. That's
cool. So that's what makes it weird. It's like, wait, Jordan Peterson talking about ghost stories, what?
Right.
So it's totally out of whack. That's why I'm working on it because
Surprised that he would, yeah.
right. So
And
most people think of him, they wouldn't think ghost stories,
no, I'd never heard of that. Another interesting thing about him is his daughter, who's also really intelligent, had lots of diet and like allergy issues, like food allergies. And she's moving towards a carnivore diet. So anyone that's looking into these different things, Jordan Peterson's daughter's got tons of information on her YouTube channel on that subject. So I know it's off topic a bit, but
I just thought that was the funniest thing ever. I'm sorry. You don't like Jordan Peterson? F you.
Okay. You can go flip flop off.
Seems to me that in human history, war used to require money. Now it is money that requires war.
Haley, and I don't know that Peterson is cabal. In fact, to me, it's the cabal that's been attacking him. They tried to remove his clinical psychologist license
That guy's
for
a
speaking
genius.
out.
He's a genius. Sorry for cutting you off. I was just like, everything I listened to him say is pretty great. Very smart.
Yeah, but who knows? He may have he may have signed on some dotted line or sold his soul. I don't know. I don't get that impression though.
I just can't figure. Like, I don't know. I guess everyone has their own whatever, but why wouldn't people like Peterson? I don't get. Because I don't know. I don't like. Oh, it's Jordan Peterson. I love that guy, but I don't not like him. I listen to a lot of his shit, and I take a lot out of it, and then what I don't agree with, I just leave it at the table. But I just don't get how people don't like him. Like,
In a
what's
lot
so
of
bad
ways,
about?
he's like Trump in that he's got no problem calling people out when he thinks they're way off, and he can do it. He's not like as rude. You know, I've heard people pick on Trump for just being downright rude. Jordan
Right.
Peterson, he's a lot more tactful, but still he hits those nerves of people. Like he calls out wokeness, all the woke stuff that we see. And so, sure enough, you know, there's a growing population that's going to be very sensitive to that and won't like that message.
So yeah, basically just people that are afraid of the truth, I guess.
Yeah, because the far left hates common sense and truth.
Yep. Or that are just, you know, a lot of people are brainwashed and are under mind control. And so they don't get it. They'll receive a message like that and it hits them the wrong way and can trigger them.
The crazy part is that they think the same thing about us. They think we're just deplorable idiots, and we're actually like below them. We're just a bunch of hicks living in the South and hillbillies. And I mean, you see what's his name, Tom Hanks on Saturday Night Live making fun of Trump voters, dressed all like a hillbilly with the hat on. Did you see all that?
No, I missed that
He
one.
he
But
got
I can imagine.
roasted for that. Completely roasted for that. It's like acting like we're all stupid. Like, no, we just can't vote for Kamala, dude. How could you vote for Kamala? I'm sorry if you did, and I don't hate you for it. I'm just like,
The way I look at it is, how could
good.
you vote? But that's just me. Brian Griffin, aloha. I don't know if you've been here for a minute, or if I just not seen your name, but how could
Camilla.
my way I look at it is, how could you vote? Period. That's why I put that George Carlin short out, because he said it right. You know, the way I look at it is like, you always say, well, if you don't vote, you can't complain. It's like, well, no. If you do vote, you're voting, and then if that person gets elected, and then that person goes and screws everything up, then you have no room to complain because you voted for that person. I didn't vote for nobody. I was at home. I never even left the house.
I just don't know what the other option is, though. If you don't vote, then by default the idiots win, right? Even though you think they're all the same, I get it, but the better of two evils is better than the evil, unless you don't believe that there's two. I don't know.
I think there's
Okay,
more people voting for themselves.
Yeah,
right. But
I'm
that's the
hearing.
voting
thing
for
you
my
said,
pocketbook, or
the better
whatever.
of two evils, right? Now break that sentence down. The better of two evils. That means that both are evil. One's just a little bit not as evil, but they're still both evil, which means you're still voting for evil. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, look at how much corruption they're bringing up out of the government, though. I mean,
Hmm.
if you say they're evil or not, look at all of the things they're bringing into the light that are sinful and nasty and stealing and trying to make the whole world gay when it's like it's less than 10%. It's less than 5%, I believe, last time I looked. But
Yep.
you would think by watching TV that it's 50%. And we're spending our tax dollars all around the world trying to push the DEI stuff. And they're pulling that out. So that is some good coming out of it, whether they're good or bad. They are doing that. And I'm not going to complain if I get a $5,000 check in the mail, by the way, from Doge. I bet you'll cash yours, Steve.
I ain't gonna get no check.
You'll get a check.
I've
Will get a
never
check.
gotten a check. Never gotten a check ever in my life from the government.
I'll send you one. I'll send you a check and sign it Donald J. Trump so you feel good.
Damn it. Speaking of, I'm starting to get my voice back, but all this like shit fucking. But speaking of signing it, Donald J. Trump, I wanted to do this like 2 months ago and I forgot. And then when my IT guy came over to work on a computer and I moved some shit around, I was like, oh damn! And now I don't remember where I put it again. But and I did say this 6 months ago that if Trump won this term, I would not auction, but not even raffle, give away, but like everyone's got to put their name in. So raffle, basically. The hat that was autographed by what's his name? Forgiato Blow. So it's a red hat, says 47th on it, and it's autographed by Forgiato Blow. So maybe in the next week or two, I'll do that on one of the live streams.
Who is I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. Ford.
Forgiato, he's one of those rappers from Florida that are big Trump supporter. He's got like those lifted trucks, and it's got the Trump raps on it. Huge,
Oh,
huge
so he's
Trump shit.
hardcore, yeah. He's hard.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's by him rapping about it, like basically made him a millionaire. So
More power to him. I don't think I'd ever want to be famous, honestly.
you already are, dude.
I'm not. I am in the Philippines. I'll tell you that. My
Well,
God,
tell us more. Tell us more.
I'm not going to tell you.
I didn't think so.
Everywhere I go, man, I'm like, hey, what's up?
That's right on, though.
Yeah, like I think I have more subscribers from Vietnam than anywhere else. It's bizarre.
Vietnam. Wow.
Yeah, and Russia. And from Russia. I'm like, how do I have subscribers from Russia that are watching? How can they even understand my shorts? I guess they know English. I have no idea.
I think so. I know quite a few Filipinos,
Yeah,
and the vast majority of them are pretty decent speaking English.
yeah. It's like I feel like Americans are at a disadvantage. Other people know two languages off the bat. Like they're taught that all through school, and it's our kind. When they teach us at school, I kind of thought like it was a joke. It's like you learn maybe what six, 7 sentences in a Japanese class or something by the end of the year, if you're lucky.
I
At
never
least
learned any second language.
that was my experience anyway. I'm not saying everybody, but it wasn't enough to like actually have a conversation with someone. I did Spanish and I did Japanese.
I
I
didn't
think
do neither.
I think that for people that grow up with a primary language other than English, English is one of the first ones that they're going to learn if they're going to learn another English or another language. For example, a lot of people don't realize the country of India, whose population is like neck and neck with the population of China now, their primary language for business is English. It's not Hindi or whatever else. So any business person in India knows how to speak English, guaranteed.
And India, from what I've been seeing, is really, really growing. Their military, they're growing everything. Really, ex- just expanding. Amazing. They got this huge navy now. I was watching some stuff on it yesterday.
Yeah.
They're actually a force to be reckoned with.
They have a tendency to kick China's butt. They've been in various wars with China for a long time, and they have a tendency to win.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like they're not afraid.
Aloha, blue butterfly.
Aw,
And everyone that has just got here too, if you could hit that like button, that'd be awesome. If not, that's cool too. Be
I
a lot
love it.
cooler if you did.
I'm gonna kiss deplorable Kulak with a mustache kiss. That was funny. Even if you
Yeah,
lied, I accept that.
I haven't heard that in a while. The mustache kisses.
I only give them usually to like Mr. B or like Charlie DeBalden. They're reserved for Mr. B. Something about the way that man sings gets me hot.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He is so good. I love his attitude too. I know at one point he said that he was slightly ill or something, and I hadn't heard anything about it.
Dude, I love Mr. B. Me and Nina love Mr. B so much that we adopted him.
You did?
I think that he had a minor surgery,
Okay. Maybe.
like maybe a month ago. But I think he's definitely recovered now. Yeah, he's a serious musician. Like
Yes,
music has been a part of most of his life.
Yeah, and he was hey, what's up, Caucasian Sasquatch? Aloha, brother. He was originally he's a drummer too. That's like his main.
Yeah.
Because you think he's a singer from the way he sings, but he's like, nah, I'm a drummer.
To me, he's a ladies' man, and he's a man's man. And like, I literally think that dude could put on lipstick and sing all the way through it with a smile on his face, and I love that about him. He's just cool like that. He's an old soul, and I love it.
I got to know Mr. B with Shane Phelps when the two of them were doing a lot of live streams together.
Oh yeah, yep. That's right. Yeah, no shit. I think that's how I met Shane Phelps.
My bad, LSP. I forgot. I also send LSP major mustache kisses. Just look at that picture, dude. He owns wherever he lives. He owns that city, dude. Look at him. What do you think that guy drives? I'm thinking like a brand new vet.
I'm pretty sure he's got a Harley.
He already won. You won. You win. Don't tell Mr. B.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't catch him driving around in a Toyota Corolla or anything like that.
I'm sorry, I don't know who Shane is. Who?
Shane Phelps. Yeah, that was sorry, I got my camera off because I'm I got something in my throat and I can't. But Shane Phelps was great dude, man. But yeah, he unexpectedly passed away, and
God, what is going on with people passing away lately?
It happens as we get older, you know.
I don't even want to like. I've been telling people this as a joke, but I got AARP paperwork in my mailbox, and I was like, I'm like, what are they sending me this crap for? This is like when you're 65, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God, I could actually, I could actually get this.
There's 2 retail outlets where I get seniors discounts now.
Do you ever think about that? Do you ever think like, how many years do I actually have left,
Oh yeah.
and what do I want to do with those years? I've been making a bucket list lately.
Years. I think how many days. That's why every day is a blessing.
I've never been on a plane in my life, and a lot of people find that strange. I've always driven wherever I went, but I'm planning on getting on a plane at some point and going somewhere nice. Maybe to Hawaii. I don't know. That's a really long flight, though.
It is a long flight.
I'd have to take well, I can't say this on air. Something to put me to sleep probably for that flight. But
Do you drink like whiskey or anything like that, Dave?
no, I haven't had a drink in probably about 10 years.
Okay. I know, like a lot of people, just to kind of relax for a long flight, that's what they'll do. They'll have a shot of whiskey or something, and then just lean the seat back and plan on sleeping for the majority of it.
Yeah.
How many
That's what
hours?
I drink beer like that. I'll wake up earlier that day I'm flying. I'll start drinking beer, and then I'll get to the airport way sooner than I should be there and go straight to the bar and then drink, and then I go when I get on the plane I just pass out.
But then at some point your bladder's going to be full, right? You're going to have to.
Well, yeah, that is the part that sucks because then when I do wake up to pee, it's like mid-flight and it's all dark in there, and then I stand up and I'm like, what? And it's like you're all like out of whack. But then I get back to my seat and I just ask the flight attendant. I don't want to say the wrong word. It changes all the time, but stewardess. That's the one you can't say. But then they'll just bring me a beer and I'll drink that and then fall back asleep.
I'd probably go Benadryl.
Oh no, just go to your doctor and tell them I'm scared of flying, and they'll give you exactly what you need.
They're going to go with Valium, probably.
Yeah.
Because that's like when I had my MRI, that's what they did. They gave me, because I'm claustrophobic. And I would go probably 2 of those V's and Benadryl. I think that's what they gave me to make me go to sleep for the MRI.
If you're claustrophobic, you got a couple extra $100. You definitely do well to go in the first class. Give you a lot more wiggle room.
It makes me nervous that planes like that doors can actually fall off planes and nobody noticed, or like their wheels are popping and stuff lately. But I might do it. I've heard horror stories though. I talked to a cop who said his flight dropped like 150 feet, and all like in the lane when you walk down the lane in a plane, I guess there's these lights on the floor.
Yep.
And he said they were all strobing when he dropped, and the mask fell, and he was thinking he was done for.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of margin of error that you can have. But true enough, if you haven't been on a whole lot of flights, it's worthwhile being prepared for it to be as rocky a ride as going out in a boat on a wavy day. You can get that same sort of kaboom sort of thing if you get turbulence. And I've been through some pretty scary stuff where I'm like, whoa, it feels like the wings could just rip right off of it, but they don't. As long as it doesn't crash, you should be good.
Right.
As long as
And like I've seen some really scary crashes recently. There seems to be a lot more of them.
Yeah, doesn't there?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and now I'm thinking about actually doing it now that it's more dangerous, or seems to be.
Yeah.
But you know how you see all those videos with like the person on the plane and they're recording out the window and it's like duct tape on the wings. Like, what the hell?
Hmm.
So I guess professionals and stuff looked into it and they're just like, dude, it looks like it's not duct tape. It's like a specific type of bonding tape or some shit. So it looks like duct tape, but that's supposedly, I don't know. That's not what it really is, but I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, it's duct tape.
Yeah.
So, did they ever come up with what happened to Gene Hackman and his wife and dog? Because I hadn't heard anything about it. Remember they found him?
Oh, I seen a yeah. I haven't yeah. I didn't look into it, but I seen a couple things came out like, and then I watched one of them, but it never really even said anything. So I'm like, so that doesn't tell me shit. So what happened to him?
What I did hear was that what they think is his wife passed away, and he didn't call anyone. But they also said he had dementia or something. So he may have just not eaten or not drank
Oh,
anything. I have no idea. But what would have happened to the dog? I mean,
maybe if he had dementia, maybe the dog was in the cage like for weeks at a time, like for a month straight, and he just forgot to feed the dog, and the dog just starved to death.
I feel most
And,
sorry for the dog.
yeah, especially if he's just locked in a cage that long. Holy shit!
I think, what didn't they say? He was 87?
No, I thought he was older than that.
85.
He was a lot older than I would ever guess. I know that.
He was 95. That's right. And I
Yeah.
think his wife was 60, 65. Who knows? Someone was saying there was a tunnel under his house. But you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Who knows? He might have had a bunker.
My understanding is, as far as Hollywood actors go, he was one of the top as far as collecting residual or royalty checks.
Mm.
So there was a fair amount of theories going around that he was murdered, that all three were murdered. Uh, and I don't necessarily believe the reasoning, but one of the theories was, just to um, stop the royalty payments.
He was in a lot of movies. He was really a great actor.
Yeah, I always liked him as an actor.
I liked him in Unforgiven. Or no, The Quick and the Dead. And then he was in what, Superman?
Dude, he was in. If you were to look up a list, you'd be like, "Holy shit, he was in that many movies!" Like, he was in a ton of movies.
It's kind of scary that your whole family and your dog can just end up croaked and nobody knows why.
James says he died from heart issues. His wife passed from hantavirus, per the news. Okay, so James got some more updated info.
There's a dog.
But speaking of dogs, though, I was thinking of this. That's awesome that you're here, Jam. It's like perfect timing because I was thinking of this like a week or so ago. Because a couple months ago, me and Dave were talking about when because I was taking Pablo for a walk or something. Or no, Dave mentioned something like, "Why do dogs do that? They just like kick their feet, kick the grass up and everything." And then like the next day, I was walking Pablo and Pablo was doing that, so I like took a quick video of it and sent it to Dave. And then I like kind of read something about it. I don't even remember what it was. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, why do dogs do that? Why they just like sniff something and then just start like doing that thing with their feet where they're kicking everything back or like
And then they look at you like they just did the most wonderful thing in the world, right?
right, yeah. Like,
I,
yeah, I
I
did that.
conquered this. Well, what it is usually they're gonna. What they've done is they've sniffed the other dog. Keep in mind that their nose is something like 100 times as sensitive as ours is. Like they can literally sniff another dog's pee and tell the gender, the approximate age, and the health status of that dog, if
Oh
it's
shit.
neutered or not. Um, so That's how good their noses are. So what they'll do is they'll go over and they'll pee on top of the other dog's pee, and then they'll do all that kicking because they want to spray their scent around more in that area. And so that's why once you have any area where a few dogs have gone and peed, like on a post or really any area, every dog in the area is going to want to go over and sniff that and pee on top of it and then kick. That way, when other dogs go by, those dogs, will know who's been there and how long ago they were there.
So it's just really a dominance thing, right?
It's
kind of a dominance.
It's an information. It's like leaving a post on a thread. Like putting a comment in a thread and
like, I'm available, ladies.
Yep. Or I'm an older dog. I'm a mature dog. I'm like whatever it is. But they know.
That's crazy, dude. Because I'm gonna have to record this one specifically because for the past at least 6 months, there's one spot that even if Pablo doesn't even have to pee,
Yep.
as soon as we get there, he'll just sniff around and he won't even piss or shit or nothing. He'll just do the kicking thing, and then be like, "All right, I'm ready." Like
I think there's a
every
good
single
chance.
time.
I think there's a good chance that he actually does do a little pee. You may not even notice it. Just
Yeah, that's
they call it marking, right? They're just marking that spot.
yeah. They say one dude. Yeah, now it makes me wonder: is there a dog that lives there, or is that like whenever? Because a lot of people walk their dogs just
Yep.
at different times. It's like, is that the spot?
Yep.
But hey, I'm gonna record it next time, and I'll put it out as a short.
There you go.
Because it's every time. As soon as I get close to it, I'm like, well, we're stopping right there. Because every time it's that specific tree.
Yeah. So it'll be a popular spot that a lot of other dogs are going over and peeing on. And even like a lot of people don't realize this, but dogs don't really sweat like in their armpits, or their main source of sweating and cooling is through their tongue and their paw pads. So even if they don't pee, whenever they're walking, there's scent that comes off of their paw pads that other dogs can pick up on. And so, sure enough, if he doesn't pee and he just kicks, he's still spreading the scent from his paw pads.
No shit, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Rank says this Pablo got his balls. Well, he's got one of them. Pablo was born with one nut.
For real?
Yeah,
Isn't that something?
he got one nut. A little nut.
Here
Poor
comes
dog.
Bubba.
Itty bitty nut.
How's he doing?
He's good. He's right behind me right now. Sleeping.
Right on.
Waiting for you to drop some food.
Say hi. You want to say hi? Want to say hi? Want to say hi? Okay. Okay. Here we go. We're going to say hi.
Oh, hey, Pablo.
Hello. Hello, Pablo.
Who is it?
El Taco Bell.
Yo quiero.
Yo quiero.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, his dog's awesome. He's so needy, though. I'm kidding. I love that dog. Sometimes I'll like do something and he's just like, whoa. I'll be like 5 feet away from him and he's crying. I'm like, I'm right here, dude. Why are you crying? Like, you're not close enough. But Dave, have you ever checked out JM's videos, his dog videos, man? Because dude, he is like the dog whisperer, man. He's got.
I haven't
so
lately, but I will check some out soon.
So good with dogs, man.
Still stuck in my face. Can you believe we've been going 3 hours?
Holy shit, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. See, once again, so much for the 2-hour thing, huh?
What had happened was...
Dude, that's hilarious because I did that. That's the first thing I thought of earlier. What is it? This one? Yeah, right here. know what I'm saying? Well, what had happened was, that's funny as hell. But yeah, damn. So we're already pushing the 3 hour mark. So, all right, that's cool. JM, if you want to hang backstage for a minute, man, I guess we're gonna close this out because you usually only do 2 hours. So,
Okay.
but when I'm having such a good time, I forget about time and could go
I'm
forever.
I'm the fun governor. Sorry.
Yeah, but
Save some for next show.
yeah, I know, right? We got to. But plus, I let me. Yep, I have it set up to where once I close out here, nobody, anyone that's watching, don't have to do anything. It'll just automatically send you over as soon as it ends here. Automatically send you over to my good friend on his live stream, and then we can all meet over there and keep it going. So, what are anyone have final thoughts before we close out?
Dave. How about you first, Dave? Go for it.
I'm still chewing. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I didn't get dinner, man. This whole 3 hours, I basically been snacking when I had a chance not to talk. But um, final thought, man, is like I always say: love each other while they're here. Love people while they're here. Forgive quickly. Be kind to people. Take the time to make memories with people that you love, so that when they're gone, you don't regret it. When my mom goes, I don't want to regret one thing or 1 minute or wish I had done something for her. I will I will know when she is gone that I've done everything that I could to honor her while she's on the earth, and that's my goal. So I hope that everybody else, even if you're busy, take the time for those that you love, and send them a message. If you can't make it, call, do something, just to let them know you love them, because people that are sick are scared, they're lonely, they need your help and your family. So be good to each other.
Really, really good message, Dave. And I would even add to that, especially if they're vulnerable, like if they have a handicap or if they're elderly, be sure you're checking in on them. There's a lot of scammers. I'm hearing lots of elderly or people, that have like head injuries, stuff like that, getting scammed. And just to be checking in on them is a really good idea these days.
And to
Mm-hmm.
add to what you just said, when I went through my mom's stuff, she was still getting almost $590 worth of monthly Amazon products that never stopped or sent her invoices or anything. They just kept coming to the porch. There was multiple things in the bank account where people convinced her they were from DTE or something else, and they had to all be disputed.
Yep.
And they say they're from a company, but yet she'd already paid her electric bill. And there's companies that will sell you electricity at a rate that's solid in case it goes up, and they're scammers. So basically, you pay two bills and you don't even know it. You're like, oh, I thought I paid that. I guess not. And then you pay the second bill.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, for electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. The other final thought I just wanted to add in here, and I guess it's a good time since you got me up here, is for anyone that's looking to get a dog, especially, but pet, cat, really, really check out the rescues and consider rescuing a dog that's already, um, maybe 3 or 4 years old, rather than getting a puppy. Puppies are tons of work. But if you really know what you're doing, then obviously a puppy's fine, especially if you're planning on showing them or breeding them. But if you just want a pet, really, really consider rescuing them. And for sure, make sure you're not buying puppies from like the mall or these retail stores, because frequently they're coming from puppy mills and you're just asking for problems. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Boom. I love this comment. I had to throw it up real quick. Awesome show, Stephen, Dave, and JM and chatters. Much love to all. Stop allowing them to divide us because they don't care about us, and even if you're loyal to them.
Yep, absolutely. That's same as doesn't matter if you're left, right, red, or blue. Government don't give a about you. So, absolutely. So, all right, everyone. Thank you. My final thoughts are I love each and every single one of you, no matter if we have differences or not, because at the end of the day, we all have more in common than we don't. So, with that being said, don't waste your time on focusing on the things you don't have in common when you could just enjoy life and be happy together with all the things you do have in common. And until Thursday, have a beautiful morning. Beautiful. Oh, there we go. Dave's going. Beautiful morning, beautiful day, beautiful afternoon, beautiful evening, beautiful night, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Much love, much aloha, and most importantly, God bless.